Hello, hello, hello. It has been a while. It's been a while since I saw you guys. I haven't done one of these in a while. Hi, happy 2025. Welcome to what we're going to be doing. It's been a rough year for comic creators. We have the diamond going away. We have all sorts of crazy stuff, but comics still need to be made. First, let's clear the air of where I've been. I have been busy. So we'll start with that. I have been super busy creating great things, doing great things. A lot of people got this in the mailbox recently. Granted, St. Punk only post Fall in Love. We had to finish Holiday Spirits. It was super behind. Holiday Spirits Volume 3. Coins of Judas. So you got all those books. That's not even the only thing. Oh, I have a broke down book somewhere too. I don't know where that is. It's somewhere. So we did a bunch of books. So we were doing that. The second thing is StreamYard. I don't know if StreamYard's listens to these, but they fucking suck. They decided randomly to fucking up the price by a lot. So I used to pay $25. It's now $45 to do this. So it's expensive to do that. And though I love talking to you guys, trying to create this opportunity for other creators and talk about stuff, price prohibitive, it just wasn't able to do so. So unless I have a campaign live that I'm trying to get money for myself, though I love my fellow creators, I don't love them $50 a month worth, you know. I back their books and then give them $50. So I can't do both. So let's kind of be reasonable here. So that's what happened, and that's why you haven't seen me. So, but I have a lot of campaigns planned. So we've got that. Grant, did you get your link? You should have got your link. If you didn't, check. I think I sent you a link. No, that was Dan Price. Did you ask for a link? You didn't ask for. I'm sending you a link. If you needed it, go ahead and come on. But I think you said you're at Moggs, maybe. I don't know. Giving creators to the money to the creators out there. Correct. It's basically that's what it is. I give money directly to them, as most of you guys know. I have a huge backing rate of over 1,000. I put my money. It's where it is. Glad you're back at it. Tom's clapping back. Sean says, "What's up?" We have a full house tonight, but I've got a lot of great guests. Got a lot of people. I got people from all over. I got people who were like, "What is Comic Creator Hangout?" You take a couple of months off and people are like, what is the deal with that? So we're just going to get to it. What Comic Creator Hangout is I'm going to hang out with some really cool creators who have books. Most of them are probably live on Kickstarter, and they're going to ask for your money. And guess what? Unlike other shit, I'm not going to pitch it 3,000 times. You're going to give them money. Because if you're watching this, you care about indie comics. Don't fucking pretend you don't. And we're not going to mess around. And we're going to try to get you some money, and we're going to try to do some stuff. All right. We're going to try to support each other because that's what it's about. And it's more important now than it's ever fucking was before. Small press doesn't have an opportunity to get into Diamond anymore. So Kickstarter is the place to get small press right fucking now. And we need you. We need you desperately. So what's going on? What's that? Oh my God, the closed caption audio said, "What's coming Comics Hangout?" I mean, I want to know. Was that like Seinfeld? What's the deal with Comics Hangout? Yes. What's the deal? Yes, I got my haircut. I even got my haircut for you fucking people. I even did that. So we're gonna get some guests on. If you have a Kickstarter live and I have room, I have a spot for you. I want to help you. There is literally like 2 people who I won't invite on this. There too, and one of them doesn't even know that I wouldn't invite him. So and that other one, I blocked him long ago, so he can't find me. So let's get this going. Let's get it going. I will go with the badass in the room, the big name, the big cheese, a former Ninja Turtle himself, Clay Adams. How are you?
I am just so glad that I'm not blocked. I made the cut.
Right, it was you. You were the third person, but I every year give one of my enemies a gift for Christmas and unblock them.
Wow. Yeah. Thank you, sir. I greatly appreciate that. How are you?
I am well. I'm a little. I'm excited to be here. Excited to do comics. I have last year I felt like, you do direct market as well. So, it kind of drains you a little bit when you focus on it and you look at it and you're like, well, where's the fruits of that? They're not coming. And I think that it just drains you a little bit. So last year I felt drained, and I'm starting this year. I have 4 new IPs coming. So like, it's going to be great. So I'm super excited.
That's awesome, man. That's great. I feel like I should say Charlie to Mr. McKelvey. Hey, how are you?
You were his dog.
Oh, well, he's my cat. So
well, yeah. No gang quotes here, Charlie. Let's show a little respect.
That's right. Come on now. Yeah, listen, I hear you. I did not have this much gray hair before I started comics. So
right.
Yeah. Oh boy.
I love being the cat. Is that saying he loves being never mind. We're just not going to go there. We're going to
keep going there. Don't go there. Keep it classy. Keep it classy, Gib.
I'm a Thundercat. Oh. All right. Next up, we have not my favorite Scottish person. That's John Lees. He wouldn't be on the show because he's bigger than both Clay and I. But one day maybe if we beg long enough and I bribe his boss Tyler, I could probably get him on the show. But we got Aaron, the next great Scottish guy who doesn't live in Scotland.
Yes, currently.
Currently,
how you doing?
Is that going to change currently? I thought.
Well, you never know what the future might bring.
Oh, you mean with ICE taking everyone and making them leave?
Yeah,
okay.
I mean, one knock at the door, they could be like deporting me.
I understand. They do not like people who are funny. You do have the right skin complexion, so you got that going for you. Yeah.
You can never tell with them. You never know.
Charlie is excited for Ice and Bones. All right, he should be. Hold on, I got to check some chats because people have messaged. There was more people in the background. But how are you tonight? What's going on with you? Anything cool?
Just chilling, really. In the hotel, as you can tell by the surroundings, not my usual haunt. Right. As Travis has commented a few times. Traveling for work. Just chilling.
Well,
been a long
you're
day.
in Nashville, so that's danger country for what we just talked about. So be careful. Stay inside.
Yeah. Well, hopefully, I'm going to be here in June for my first con.
Oh, awesome. Congratulations. That's awesome.
Thank you. Looking forward to it. So I just got the tickets, booked the hotel. So now I just have to get all the crap for the display and table. And
yeah,
you got no idea what I'm getting. So
that's the important part of it and getting that all ready.
Yeah.
Now, just random question for Clay. For Clay, do you get asked? Is it easier to get tables for you as the voice actor or the comic creator?
Oh, 100% voice actor.
Yeah. Okay. I assume as much.
Yeah,
which
and it's
sad and also valid.
Yeah, I mean, it's sometimes I'll go to a show, like I did a show in Atlanta last year where like I thought I was going for comics, but nobody was interested in comics like at all at that show. And then I had some voice anime stuff, with me. So I just like took off all my comics and I put up the voice acting stuff and salvaged my weekend. But yeah, some of these shows, they're just they're not for the comics. They're not for the comics. Yeah, what are you gonna do?
So would you sneak in your comics if you were there for your voice acting?
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, so I'm working with an agency now, and they're sending me out. So I'm doing my first show with them almost next month. It'll be March. And hey, thanks for stopping by. Thanks for following me on Twitter.
And backing the book. She was she came to one of our chats once and was super excited because of one of your characters.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, that's right. Well, hey, if you're going to be, oh, great. Yes. I was going to say, yes, if you're going to be in Evansville, I'm going to be doing Evil Con in Evansville, Indiana next month or March 13th, I think. Okay. And yes, I've been told to sneak in some of my comics. The agent was like, yeah, you should totally. I think they represent Ben Bishop. So they were like, yeah, you should totally bring comics and we'll put you with Ben sometime.
Nice. I could probably get you at Granite Con if you're willing to go to New Hampshire.
Yeah, for sure.
Absolutely. They have a whole Ninja Turtles room. So like,
oh dang,
it's wild. All right, let's get somebody else in here. I'm going to get someone who I don't see very much, Chad P.
Hey, how's it
He
going?
scares me. He did a furry book once, and we haven't really talked since.
It's true.
Let's be honest. But he's got married, so I'm less scared of him. He's not lonely, because furry and lonely frightens me. Married and furry, that's just a choice, man. Like, you do your thing.
You know, she knew what she was getting into. I'm not even a furry, but she thought I was, and now I'm married, and I've just been going with it. Like
That's
for the
how
past
you get
year.
him.
Yeah, I have been. So I'm the guy that Travis banned from coming on here. I actually got in because somebody sent me the link. So
Right, smart.
hey, how's it going?
Good. I think I owe you a book too. I owe you a Neverland. I sent it to your address twice, and it came back twice. I'm not 100% sure, but I'm pretty sure that's you.
Is it the Cthulhu Invades Neverland?
Yeah. If you have it on your shelf, then I don't owe it to you.
I'll double check, but I think I got it.
Okay.
My yeah, let's just say my ex-wife was sending back a lot of stuff, so I lost track of everything. So
All right, we'll figure it out. If you don't, I'll send it to you. No problem.
cool. Thank you.
Charlie, if you're not doing anything tonight, why don't you come on and stop talking, sit in the chat? And not that we don't appreciate talking in the chat, but we'd love to see a pretty face. You got a book live too, from what I understand. We're going to bring Scott, who always brings the best. He always lays down, takes it very seriously.
You got to stay relaxed and calm.
Right. Those are not things that I'm used to or known for, Scott, if you don't know my reputation.
Well, we just we just take it easy here, all the comic creators. You know, the easy life of an indie comic creator. That's what I'm doing here.
We're all on Easy Street.
Yeah.
And next up, we got my buddy Fred. Fred is about to launch his first comic next in weeks, right? 2 weeks from now?
March 4th, yeah. I pushed it back a little bit, give a little more time to promote and, build that following. But, yeah, March 4th, man. Finally going to get it out there.
Nice. And I read it. It's A-okay. I love it.
It's really
great.
freaking good.
So,
yeah, two of the people here, two of you guys actually gave me some awesome pull quotes. Travis and Chad, man. You guys, I appreciate you.
Yeah, no problem. I'm waiting on Hard Body issue 2, though, man.
That's gonna get rebooted. It's like 4 new ones because I tweaked it quite a bit, but you'll see.
Hell yeah.
It's still what it was, but you'll see. It's special. I like it. It's still as gross, still gorgeous, I believe was the quote.
Yeah, gross but gorgeous. Yeah.
Yes. Thank you. That was his quote on my first book.
whose puppy is very sad?
Oh, that's my dog. He's in case you're wondering his breed, it's attention hound. So whenever I'm on anything, he just whines a little bit until I pick him up.
Okay.
Come here.
Let's see the dog.
His name is Parker.
Small dogs unite.
Nice.
I named him Parker so that when he misbehaves and I yelled at him, I would feel like J. Jonah Jameson. I can be like, Parker, what are you, deaf? I called you twice.
Newt has a habit when I'm in the shower, he'll steal my clothes from the bathroom floor to get my attention. My dog.
Is Newt a dog?
Oh.
No, Newt is my wife. She's a Newt. No, it's my dog.
We just talked about his wife being furry, Charlie.
Yeah,
she's identified
she dresses as a Newt. Come on.
Don't ask extra questions. Just let it be.
He opened it up to that when he just kind of, Newt grabs my, who the hell's Newt?
Right. No, I know that. I forget people don't know my dog's name. He's a Chihuahua.
Oh.
Yeah.
Charlie, my good friend Charlie. I love Charlie. One of my favorite people in comics. How are you, brother?
Good, bro. How you doing, man? Hey, I'm glad to see you doing a hangout again. This is awesome. And you got my dog Clay. You got Aaron. You got a bunch of guys I'm meeting for the first time. This is awesome.
Thank you.
See, Chad, that's how you introduce your dog. My dog.
Clay. My
Charlie's
other
laying
dog,
it
Clay.
down. Yeah.
I have 5 dogs named Clay.
Wow. Any particular reason?
I don't have a single dog, dude.
You don't have room in your house for dogs. There's too many kids.
Exactly. Thank you. Travis knows. So yes, I have 7 children, although 2 have moved out at this point. So whatever.
God, one's enough.
Yeah,
Let alone 7. Jesus.
I don't have any kids, and that sounds exhausting.
We've got Jared,
It's-
Alan. Hold on one second, Alan. I see all that stuff. Alan, do me a favor and message Chris Rudin. He wants to get you on a show for Sunday. He wants to get you on a show this Sunday for your book. So make sure you message him. Friendly Neighborhood Comics, Fortress of Comic Solitude. That's the name of his show. Message him. Get on the show. If you need information, come to me. Do other social media besides Twitter. Most people don't like it.
And only us old guys call it Twitter. So I guess I got to do the Clay thing. Sean! So there you go. I mean, I'm not a voice actor, but I'll throw something out there.
That was Clay doing the Charlie thing because you said Clay, but you typed it.
I am nothing if not like energetic, bro. It's crazy. I was
really
playing
appreciate
basketball
that.
with, like a bunch of 18-year-olds yesterday. So which is stupid when you're 49 years old, but whatever.
But you kicked their ass, though.
Actually, it's funny you say that. I saw one of them today at the supermarket, and he's like, "We're not going to talk about yesterday." I was like, "Okay."
Glad you remembered that way.
I hurt like a mother. But anyway,
Yeah,
I
I'm a
just
pro
think that
financial friend
first
for the next
time-
week.
That first time you're in high school or college, you play basketball a little bit, and then everyone takes like 2 years off, and then you play basketball that first time, and you're like, I did this for a half hour. like 10 minutes in, you're like, this is exhausting.
bro, it was 3.5 hours yesterday. I had one 17-year-old and 5 18-year-olds, and I'm like, what the hell am I doing? This is stupid, but whatever. I limped away winning, so it didn't matter.
Right.
I can't even. Moving for 5 minutes upsets me. I couldn't imagine for 3 hours.
I mean, I'm at that age where I sneeze and I break a rib.
Well,
Or something.
now you know why I have.
Literally,
7
I
kids.
think
My
I
wife is
pulled, like, last
I'm
time I
very
sneezed, I
energetic.
think I
It's-
pulled the
it works.
rib
Yeah.
out of its place. I'm like, oh my God, what the frick is that?
Aaron, dude, by the way, it's so good to be on with you because you know we've talked quite a bit, like
Yeah.
offline, so to speak. But I've totally enjoyed Blood and Fire and of course Ice and Blood. So I mean Ice and Bone, but and I've been drinking, so whatever. But which might make this even more entertaining. I have no idea. So I'll start slurring here in about 5 minutes.
I have the Kraken, so we're fine. I've unleashed it. It's fine.
I wish I
Hey,
was
that's my
drinking.
favorite rum too.
If I was at home, I'd be drinking, but I'm out and about.
I just have water.
Aaron, that's
What?
more than you drinking, brother. Like you're out and about. Like you're in a hotel. Who gives a crap? Work's paying for
Wow.
it. Hi.
That's just
So-
sad, drinking in a hotel.
Let's oh, look at you guys. I've got all you guys in my private chats knowing the bare basics of what you got to do. Even Fred, he's never done a book before. Jesus.
I know when to pay attention.
All right. So
I'm a
hold on.
conformist.
I haven't talked to my audience in a bit. So let me remind them who the fuck I am. So give me just 1 second. All right, motherfuckers. These guys are my friends. All right. All right. So they're not really my friends. Like I think they're my friends, but like I've got to buy them. Okay. And I'm broke as fuck, so I'm broke. I got no monies. So I need you to back them so they keep hanging out with me. So I'm cool. And if one of them gets a gig, I'll get something. And I know what you're thinking. I know you're like, but don't you have David Pepos' personal number? Don't you do his website? Why aren't you working for him? I get that it hasn't worked out yet, but I feel very solid. Clay knows it likes 5 actors. Charlie was on American Ninja Warrior. Chad's probably not going to help me, I'll be honest. But Fred lives local, so that's good. And Aaron's in Scotland, and the way America's may go, I may need to live there. So these are very important. And Scott wouldn't get out of bed for me. Let me know. I didn't forget about Scott. I just know where we stand. So don't fuck this up. So when I share their campaigns, just back them, and then I won't have to write down the whole paper thing and yell at you. Okay, so you remember how this works?
I'm glad we
Lost
weren't
three-
listening.
By
to
the
what
way,
he was
lost
saying.
3 people when I changed to hey, you gotta buy shit.
Wait, what did you say? Can you repeat the whole thing again? I think you were on mute.
Yeah,
No,
you
yeah,
were on
yeah.
mute. What did you say to Mo?
It's fine.
You muted yourself rather than everybody else.
Smart. It's good. All right, so let's get this going. All right, you had me at strip club. I didn't know you're a strip club guy. All right. No one to patch you in
Actually,
like
I've only been to 3 in my entire life, and they were all for a bachelor party. They went horribly sideways, but that's a whole other conversation for a different day.
I have never
Like
had an amazing experience, but also another story for another day.
I'm just gonna say this:
Well, I
if
mean,
you're in
they need to be-
Orlando and at 2 a.m. your tires are slashed at the parking lot of a strip club on Orange Blossom Trail, just call the police or go home or just find a way to get out of there.
Yeah,
First,
my
never
friends,
go to a strip club on Orange Blossom Trail as someone who lives in Orlando.
my friends got
See, you
chucked out
know.
of a strip club because they fell asleep.
All right, let's start out with my boy Clay bringing something back where some of you fools may not even have, which is just embarrassing, really. Let's see,
We're bringing sexy back.
bringing sex. What do we got here, my good sir?
We have Deadskins. It's a zombie horror comedy western for mature readers.
Is that Ben Templesmith?
It is Ben Templesmith. Good
Hell yeah.
eye.
Oh, I love his artwork.
Oh yeah, he's great. He's great. Yeah, he did this cover for us. So this is the 10th anniversary edition. We serialized this on our website about 10 years ago. We finished it up and collected it in graphic novel form, selling it on our website for like 99 cents a pop. We thought we were going to make $1 million. Spoiler alert, we did not. And then we came to Kickstarter with it a few years ago, and it was a big success for us on Kickstarter, doing like serialized volumes. And now we're sold out. So it's been selling really well for us at cons, especially that Templesmith cover. So that's why we wanted to get a new hardcover collection, 10th anniversary edition with some special features, a peek inside Layla Del Duca's sketchbook for the series. We've got some process material, including Ben's sketch for this cover. And yeah, he did this cover for us. Some process. I'm hearing myself again. Am I?
That was not a
I
mistake.
don't know what that was, but
No. All right. Yeah. So we got covers from Takashi Okazaki and oh, nice. Takashi Okazaki. We've got Tina Valentino, Alex Cormack, Joe Mulvey, Brian Silverbacks. We got a lot of great covers that we did back in the day. So we're going to be printing those Virgin style for people in the back of the book. But it's a laugh riot. It's a horror comedy, a little more comedy than horror, but plenty of horror in there, and plenty of commentary if you like that sort of thing.
yeah, and
You ever
as
thought about
someone
doing,
who's
go on, sorry.
no, go ahead, Aaron.
I was going to say, if you ever thought about doing like collector prints of the covers,
Oh, that's not a bad idea.
that's what I do.
Yeah,
People seem to enjoy it. Yeah.
yeah. I've done that on previous books. This was not one I did that on, but it's definitely something to think about for sure.
Yeah, and let me comment on this book for a bit. So I backed it back in the day, and one of the things you didn't mention, you talk about your storytelling, which is fantastic, but the art and the dual, just the two colors, the sketchy colors, the sketchy.
Yeah, the black,
art
white, and red.
Red, which is really cool. Well, it's not even black and white. I would say it's black and gray. It's kind of
Gray.
almost
Yeah.
gray.
I love it. Yeah, it looks great.
It's
Thank you, sir.
got of such a great vibe that works. And I know that was a later edition, right? You just added the red for a little bit of color. It didn't start out that way. It was just black and white, right?
Well, it actually started out. Brett Nienberg, who was the colorist, he did this kind of crazy color that we called the Painted Desert Edition, and it was it was very bright. It was very colorful. It was very interesting. Sometimes it was a little hard to follow the story, and so we went back and converted his colors into this black, white, or I guess gray and red color scheme under Layla's direction. She kind of took charge of that, and came up with this version, which we call the bareback edition. So the original version that was on our site was the Painted Desert edition. This is the bareback edition that we then remastered for Kickstarter.
Nice. But yeah, and that's great. You got 13 days to go. You're at 5,882 right now. 133. Let's try to at least get you a backer. Start out slow because I just get.
Let's do it. Let's ease in.
Let's ease in. Let's not do it. Which should be a problem. But like I really recommend it. If you guys like westerns and you like stuff like that, this is really the book to try out. And we've got someone else
that, sir.
is joining in our crew. Brandon, how are you, good sir?
Hey, how's it going, guys?
Good. You're good. Welcome.
Yeah, nice to be here. Thank you for the invite.
No problem. If you have a link to what you got going, we'll look at it in just a little bit.
Yeah, for sure.
Private, but currently we're trying to do one more thing for Deadskin. See, look, it's at 133. We need one more backer to make it better. We need to get him more monies and more stuff for this book. It's 10th anniversary. How many other people have been around for 10 years and haven't gone away?
Right.
Clay will not go away.
I will not go away. I'm going to keep bringing this book back and back and back again.
Right. So just get it now, and then when Clay comes
for the 11th anniversary edition next year.
Yeah, like the Salvation Army, like ringing the bell at Christmas.
That's right.
I gave him the
thing. Ding dong. Is that what you're like? He's a perennial ding dong. Is that
ding dong?
Right.
Yes.
Yeah.
Nice.
He gave
true story.
You gave on the way in, and then Clay won't have to bug you and won't hate you for it.
So look,
and we did.
I saw. Look, I love Clay, so that goes without saying. But
I love you too.
No, but seriously, I saw the book and I was like, before I knew it was yours, I was like, holy smokes, that looks really freaking cool. So
yeah,
the Temple Smith cover caught me. I brought in, then I started going through. I didn't even look at who created it, and I saw the black and white or black and gray, whatever the hell you want to call it. But I saw the interior art and I was like, oh my god, this looks so good. And so I kept throwing through. I was like, oh my god, it's Clay. I'm backing it. I mean, like, I was done. So it looks really, really freaking good. I didn't know this was out there. Otherwise, I'm ashamed of myself for not having found it sooner. But I'm glad I found it. So I'm backing it. Just for the record. So,
Thank you, sir. I'm glad you found it too.
I have not backed it yet, but I backed the other version. I am going to back it again because you need a collector's edition. But
it's the 10th anniversary edition, Travis. I'm just saying.
Right.
It's
and I would be
it's very different.
The 11th edition.
That's right.
Edition.
That's right. This is very different from the 9th anniversary edition. Okay.
Right.
So you got to get on this.
Understood, sir. Understood.
Yeah.
Understood.
Don't delay, or you're going to end up with the 12th one. You don't want the 12th one.
That's right. That's right.
The 12th one, then the re-release. It's like the Skyrim of comic
the remastered. Right.
These guys know. These guys know how it is. It's the long tail. The very long tail. Yeah.
I look forward to the Snyder cut when they.
It's coming. It's coming. Just you wait.
That's the 13th year where he goes all black and white.
Can we use the term Snyder cut like as just a editing term?
Oh yeah.
Did you make your book slightly depressing and put it only in black and white?
It's coming.
So next up, we're going to talk about Aaron. Aaron's been doing this book, Ice and Bone, and it has these samurai things that I don't know anything about. That's a little too close to anime for me, good sir. And everyone knows how I feel about that. But we'll give it a try. Oh, yeah, I'm a big fan.
It's your favorite thing, right?
Everyone talks about how much I love anime. Travis the Anime King, that's what they call me. So let's talk about this Ice and Bone samurai adventure.
Oh.
Wow.
Yep, it started with Blood and Fire, following Nakaki, who's a very honorable samurai who gets betrayed, and then he cuts his way through various people to get his revenge, as you can see.
Hello.
And then Ice and Bone follows several months after Blood and Fire finishes. Continues the story.
as you see, he copied Clay being his 10-year anniversary, the black and white and red.
I got that first. He stole that from me.
It's true. I confess.
Yeah, Frank Miller definitely didn't do it, guys. That's right. Yeah, okay.
They all stole it from me.
He's a hack.
Wait, who's Frank Miller? I don't know.
Frank
What are you talking about?
He does
Oh,
great covers right now. You'd love him. There's
He does a really cool Scrooge McDuck cover. It's amazing.
So there you go. There's the prints I was talking about. I do collector prints, and so I'm doing a fan art zone at the back of the book as well. So open to all artists if they want like extra kind of getting their artwork and style out into the world. So it will be in the back of the digital releases. So if anyone's interested, just feel free to reach out.
So look, I'll say this: like for those of you who know me, like I'm learning Japanese. I'm big into samurai culture and samurai philosophy and stuff like that. I have loved this series since before I met Aaron, virtually, and it's a great series. The art is raw; it's really visceral, and it does a great job of capturing the feel of the story. It is fantastic. I actually have the lens wipes. I carry that with my work travel. So thank you, Aaron. I actually have those. I bring it with me for my reading glasses because I'm old now and I have to read freaking reading glasses. But
yep,
I travel.
I have mine with me all the time.
Yep. Mine's upstairs. Otherwise, yeah, that's it. I had the same one, so it's upstairs. Actually packed in my bag because I'm going to Austin this week. But yeah, great series. The Prelude series. I don't think it's really required for this one, right, Aaron?
Not really, but it does answer a lot of questions.
Yeah.
It does help a lot with the story and the flow.
So
Because Ice and Bone does do a lot of flashbacks and answers a lot of the questions of like why things happen in Blood and Fire the way it does. So that's I kind of wanted to feed back into it. So it's not a requirement, but it does make the storyline a lot more clearer.
So back at a catch-up level, people. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, I mean that's all.
It's fun too.
Just,
It's also like their magazine size. They're what is it? Is it A5? That's not A5. It's bigger than A5.
Yeah, it's magazine size. It's 8 by 10.5.
Yeah.
What was that reward? It looked like a katana.
That's a the letter opener, right?
It's
Really?
It's a
Is that
key ring.
right?
It's
Key ring. That's what it is. Yeah,
6 inches long.
That's nice though.
Yep.
So each
Yeah.
Wow.
each issue has its own katana with the title printed on etched into the sheath.
That's a fantastic reward.
Yeah, that's amazing.
And you said it's 6 inches long?
Yeah, it's about 6 inches.
Yeah, I can't bring that home.
Every
because
guy
my
says
wife
it's
knows
6,
it. Yeah, my wife knows exactly what 6 inches is. That could cause a problem.
They're not sharp, so they're not
That's
classed as weapons. So they're blunt. They're just a key ring with a display stand.
Aaron, I just want to thank you for like as many. That's what she said. Moments as we can have in 5 seconds. So.
And no one said it. I talk too fast, so no one can get it in.
But you are at 3,718 with 120 backers. So let's try to get you at a 121 at least tonight.
Wow.
See what we can do. I don't think that should be a problem, but that's what we're going to try to do. And then let's stick on theme before we jump off of theme. Let's jump to another samurai Japanese type book. On screen, and we'll go to Charlie. Let's go to you and talk about the American Yakuza.
Oh, I actually have more fun talking about other people's stuff.
I know you do, but I want to stick on brand here because we can't
Aaron and I will pitch it for you.
All right. Well, I'll shut up and let you guys go ahead.
Kicks ass. That's
all right.
What more
yeah,
you need.
I love this book, and especially the packaging that it comes in is delightful. You went all out there, Charlie. I really appreciate that. But yeah, this is a gorgeous looking book, and great creators involved. Some awesome covers. It's some cool shit, man.
Yeah, I mean it's really cool. I mean, the artwork is great. The storyline's amazing. I'm looking forward to number 3. I've already got 1 and 2.
Yep.
Bring it on.
Well, thank you both. No, look, I'm having fun. So this is the first true, like I've done anthology-ish things with Spider Squirrel and other books that I've done, but this is the first real true collaboration where I'm working with 2 other writers, and so I come in as the third wheel, hopefully adding to, not taking away from. But I'm having fun. This is one of the most enjoyable projects because it's not flawless. Like it shows to me, it shows the dirty underside of creating comics. Like when creators argue over things and when we have disagreements or directional changes that we didn't expect. But more than anything, I get to watch Stokes and Chris Moses craft the bulk of this, and I get to read it firsthand I read the scripts as a fan first, then I get to read it as a co-creator. So I'm having a blast really creating this project, and consequently I've had so much fun that I have a prose prequel and a manga prequel that I'm already working on that are 2 different eras prior to this series. So I get to have fun with that. But yeah, thank you guys both. I appreciate your both support financially as well as just the support in general as fellow creators. Yeah, and the art team is outstanding on these books. And surprisingly, one of the things that sells the best at the cons and appearances that I do are those coins.
Yeah, the coins look awesome.
Oh, wow.
Oh, my God.
Oh,
Dude,
yeah.
This campaign, more than the first 2, the coins have outweighed everybody else in terms of add-ons and overall volume. People are catching on to the coins.
Yeah, I love the top left one, the one with the flower.
Oh, the orange iris one. That's the newest one. Yeah,
that looks.
Yeah, those
awesome.
are sweet
Yeah,
looking.
that's really
How do you get those made?
So there's a local veteran-owned organization that runs a business about 4 miles from me, and I know a couple Marines that work there, and that's what they do. It's coinsforanything.com. They'll ship to you anywhere in the world, frankly. But they cooperate. Like I send them designs, and they thanks, Chad. I send the designs, they send them back, and then they make suggestions. They're it's very collaborative. It's one of the most enjoyable merch experiences I've ever had. Because you guys know, like every one of you has done something with merch, and the merch companies just like you give them art and they go, and they just drop out a turd and they go, here you go. And there's no real effort involved and there's no collaboration. But these guys get involved, and gals get involved with the creative process of the coins, and they make suggestions to me, and sometimes I'll listen, sometimes I don't. And when I don't, I usually regret it. And so it's been really wonderful. Every one of these coins is about 2 millimeters thick, except for the orange one. It's actually almost 3 millimeters thick because of some of the relief on it with the good grief, the Japanese fox. My brain just farted on the actual word on the back, but it's was that?
Are they called casinos? Like
A
it's
kitsune?
not a kitsune per se. It's there's an actual creature. Now I gotta Google it because I'm retarded.
The 9-tailed fox?
It's not.
No,
I think that's copyrighted, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
With that anime that Travis loves so much.
yeah, his favorite.
big fan.
Yeah,
But
Boku
while
no
he's looking
Pico.
that up, American Yakuza, it's $5,635, $183, and we only got 23 hours left on this one, boys.
Yeah, we end tomorrow night, man.
Yeah.
So we got
Charlie,
Yes.
This book, it's got a Fiona Apple-esque title, right? Like, what's the full title? Can you say it in less than 23 hours?
I invested. Oh my God! Yeah, now you're putting me on the spot there, right? So, yeah, the full title is ridiculously long. It's actually I invested in an international conglomerate and went from an MMA champion to the first ever American Yakuza overnight. Literally was the full title. We dropped it overnight. Literally kept the rest of it. The prequels, funny enough, were actually dropping all of the precedent stuff and just sticking with American Yakuza.
So you did the the whole log line thing that manga does now.
Yeah, great. So great point. So I actually read a lot of manga. One of the ones I read,
Me too.
yeah, I'm reading one now that's it's longer than even my title. I want to say I was backstabbed in a dungeon by my party, and now I'm out seeking revenge, and I'm a level 9,999. Blah blah blah. Like it's crazy.
Yeah,
but
I
it's
love them.
fun. So yeah, the premise is the title is a premise. I mentioned I'm reading this as a fan. I read the last issue, and I get to the last page, and I'm like, what the hell? Like so I read it, and I'm having fun reading it that way because of the surprises that even I got reading this. I think you guys and gals are going to love what we're doing here. It's one of the things. It's very cinematic, and the artist is Damiano is doing fantastic work. He also draws in a very cinematic fashion. If you saw the cover for issue 2 that he did, it's almost like what's that Jack Nicholson movie from? Shit, I forgot the title.
Batman.
No, way before that, bro. Like 1970.
Chinatown.
Chinatown. It's very much like. Thank you. It's very much like it gave me this Chinatown kind of vibe. You got the guys running towards the screen. You got this big portrait in the background that blends into the scenery, and it's very movie poster-esque. And I thought, holy crap, what a great cover. I thought
this is 5 issues, right?
It is going to be 5 issues for this volume, correct? So, so this is Act 3. You can get 1, 2, and 3 all in this act or this campaign.
So I got the links. I just said that how much it was. So don't embarrass me in front of Charlie. We're working on a project, and he's gonna fire me.
No, you're not getting fired. I'm actually looking to get the artist going on that thing. By the way, Travis. So
I got more scripts for you. I'm just waiting.
I know you do, and I want to get it going. So we'll talk more about that on the next Hangout.
Yes. All right. So next one. So we're talking about, thirst traps. Because there are some naked covers on Charlie's book. So I believe that's called setting the hook. When you do something like that. So I think it's great to jump into what Chad's doing here.
Thanks.
Chad, tell us about how your nudie, the nudes that we're gonna get would set the hook.
The nudes?
You don't have nudes?
Oh God, yeah, of course I do, man. I'm not a prude. No, so my book is about a man whose father was murdered by a fish, and he's seeking revenge. This book takes place in a strip club of demonic fish. So we have vampire squid strippers, jellyfish strippers, all kinds of strippers. There's the jellyfish stripper.
Oh, yeah, there you go.
And then we have the exclusive nude cover that was done by Hadia Bjornbach, a good friend of mine. And then Quinn Rowandex did the cosplay cover that we're doing. So if you like revenge, crime, noir, supernatural books, you'll like this one. This is number 2. So it's a fun time.
Nice.
Yeah,
I dig the noir hook, but if you really hate fish, you want to see them punished.
I love fishing. Like that's a big hobby of mine over the summer. So yes.
Just making sure.
I wrote this because of every single fish that has ever gotten away, and one murdered my father. So
bastard, you took my hook, you killed my father.
Yeah, so
I just saw Wells. What is he doing for this?
He's the editor.
Well, hold on. Before we go to Wells, and again, I don't know Tim from anything, so he may hate me after this, but have you ever seen a guy who desperately needs some eyeliner to be a little more angry than this picture right here?
Oh, Tim.
That is screaming male eyeliner.
It's really funny. He looks really angry, but I guess he's really funny angry now that I think about it.
He's probably just hangry. He needed like a pancake breakfast or something.
I mean, let's use it at the airport. So who isn't hangry at the airport, right?
That's true. His wife's even angrier though. She did. She was the one who did my first book, Blue Lullaby. So she did the art for that one, and then I hired Tim to do the art. But Wells Thompson is the editor. Him and I are pretty close friends. So.
It's so interesting too when you first look at these arts. If you know Lane Lloyd, like it looks like the roughs of Lane Lloyd. If you've ever seen the roughs, they look very similar to this art, which is really interesting.
Thank you. A lot of people compare it to manga, Travis. Anime feel is what they compare.
Again,
it
you're not winning me over here with your statements.
I'm just saying you love that stuff, so you can.
Right. I'm a big fan. I talk about it, how much I love it on the regular.
All the time.
That is correct.
I told Chad I got the pleasure of reading this book early, and I smiled like all the way throughout. Man, it's really awesome. It gives me like kind of like twisted like Mos Eisley vibes, like in like the best way possible. Like I absolutely loved it. Like in fact, when we were talking about strip clubs, I was envisioning the cephalopod stripper. So
thank you. Yeah,
Yes.
when Tim and I were talking about the jellyfish and the vampire squid stripper, he was like, "So how do you want me to do these?" I'm like, "Make them questionably sexy, okay? Like when they're flipping through it, give the reader that. Oh my God, it's hot. Should I
make them question their humanity?
Right, exactly.
What am I doing?
Do it. This one is this is 4 issues long. The 3rd issue has a giant crab battle, a lobster battle. If you're into that kind of stuff, it's gonna be great.
You need to get people in very, very dark places of the web to pay attention to that, because I guarantee you somewhere out there's like an entire For You section of TikTok dedicated just to fish strippers.
You know what? Quick to TikTok. I'm glad it's back.
Caden, who loves the manga.
Like Squid Talk.
Crab battle.
Crab battle.
Squid Talk.
I do have one question for you, Chad, and I apologize to bring this up to you. Is when it says Set the Hook #1, but it has the #2 cover, is that accurate? Like it is #1?
So that's actually a mistake. It's supposed to say #2.
Okay.
So good catch. But yeah.
Okay.
So that's #2 early. Thank you for pointing that out.
I don't think you can fix it without canceling the thing.
I don't think I can either. That's the early bird anyway, so I'm not too worried.
Okay. But you can get a catch up here for 15 for both. So
yes.
It's not that much. If you're paying $8, you can pay the extra couple of bucks, you cheap bastards, to get #1.
Right. Yeah.
So.
I'm really digging the bright color work too.
Thank you. Originally, I wanted to do more of like a sketchier shoot.
I think that would make it look like it was taking itself too seriously. I like the I like the vibe. It's not, it's not ashamed of what it is with this design set. I'm digging it.
I have to give credit to Wells for that, because when he first read the first script, he goes, "Chad, you need to like go all in and make this weird and like eye poppy and everything." I'm like, "Fuck, you're right." And he was right. So, but thank you. It's actually been a lot of fun. I have a couple of other projects in the works as well that's in this universe, including my dog in the salmon suit. So
let's go. That's what the people want to see. Hell
it's
yeah.
Little shit. It's
I see a theme, man.
Yeah, Jeff 2.0.
Yep, damn right. Marvel rival.
What you also got right here is people that I love. Like I love Jared Lockhart.
Mm-hmm.
Warren Brown doesn't love me, but I like Warren Brown. I think he does some such unique art stuff.
I do too.
His Siga Joe stuff. I love that book. I'll back it every time I see it. So you've got some great artists here who are little unsung, like under the radar artists who I think have the potential to do great things. So
thank you. Yeah, I try to find people who are just starting out and everything, because I like giving them limelights. So that's one of the things that I really enjoy doing. And a lot of them are fun to work with too, because they're not all stuffy about it. Right. Not looking at any of you guys particularly, Fred, but yeah. So
I'm stuffy about what?
Nothing. I was just being everything. You know what you did.
Right, no, I'm going to address this. Fred, most of us don't get Stan fucking Yak on our first book, so we have to like just get who we can get. So
okay,
sit there, don't get cocky, kid. All right.
No, I think even though I was lucky in that regard, like I snobbed, I was like, wow, okay. When
you get Stan Yak, you become
snob. Okay.
That's your intention, or whether or not you have the money to pay him, or you still owe him. You're still to do. Just facts, because you got Stan Yak. It's your own fault. This situation you created.
Sorry, I'll take it though. I'll bear the burden to work with him, man. It was totally worth it.
Yeah, I could see it now. He's gonna get a missing kidney one day. You couldn't pay Stan Yak.
Couldn't pay the prices.
He's got all my organs whenever he needs them. You know,
after 10 years, the Crossroads Demon always comes. So
Fun fact, I couldn't pay Stan Yak for a year for a cover that he did for me because there was a little war in Russia.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
America
that
was
thing.
like,
yeah.
America was like, you can't send money to Russia. Like even Wired, they're like, yeah, we're not going to wire money to Russia.
I remember running around to like every like credit union and anything I could, like trying to get money to that guy. I set up a crypto. I still don't know what it's for. Like
he told me, can you
how
pay me
many
crypto?
federal
I was
watch
like,
lists are
"Dan,
you on?
I
What?
will pay you more money later if I don't have to pay you in crypto. Please do not let my bank account be connected to crypto.
I did everything I could try to get that guy money, and you know, it worked. But I remember that was scary times. It still is.
I had to pay some random guy in the Ukraine to bring it over to Russia, which was really funny to me. So I was like, I'm all in on this plan. I feel like I'm part of the war. Like,
That's like
I'm contributing.
all right, Chad, we're at 539 with 26 backers. So we'll see if we can get you some more.
Cool, thank you. Actually, I just got one, so.
I set my number, Chad. Don't try to mess
Okay,
my
fine.
shit.
Sorry, I would just set 26. The other one doesn't count. Fine. Also, but I will say too that yes, everything's uncensored in the book. So if you want to see jellyfish boobs, you will see them.
Oh
So-
man, I'm sold now. Son of a biscuit.
You got me there. You know.
Whoa! Did somebody else say son of a biscuit eater?
I said son of a biscuit. That is correct.
Bro, we're fam now.
All right, Scott. What are we doing? Are we punching Nazis? Are we going to D&D? What are we doing?
Today we're punching Nazis. Yeah.
Today we're punching Nazis. I'm excited to punch Nazis.
Hell yeah.
Well, today's your lucky day. Yeah, my comic Cthulhu versus Uncle Sam, number 1 and 2, set during World War II, and when Nazis try and summon Cthulhu to win World War II, Uncle Sam has to stop them. It's filled with a bunch of Golden Age public domain superheroes, and basically packed in everything cool that I could think of. There's time travel, there's talking dogs, there's professional wrestling. The Statue of Liberty is actually a giant mecha that battles Cthulhu to save New York. So,
I'm back. Crap, right?
Yeah. So
give me a link.
everything,
Let's go.
fun, just all the fun we could think of in the comics, and so this is a campaign that we've done before. So issue 2 is all done, but we sold out of both issues 1 and 2. So there's brand new covers. I'm doing these new anniversary covers that look like the Marvel 25th anniversary covers from 1986. So we got that and some cool variant covers. Ryan Mendoza, who draws Miskatonic High, which is another Cthulhu book. He did the Adventures into the Unknown covers, where we're bringing back the logo and numbering from that series, which is a Golden Age horror comic. So yeah, we're just having as much fun as we can with the sort of spirit of the Golden Age superhero stuff here and Cthulhu.
And what I love about this particular series too is when you're bringing, a lot of people bring back the Golden Age, the focus tends to be on these old heroes and they can be cool in the modern era, where you're like, no, we're just going to have, Cthulhu and mechas and Uncle Sam being a badass. And if you want that, that's fine. You can have some of those public stuff, but that's not the focus.
Dude, if you're going to play in the pulp of the Golden Era, you need to play in the pulp of the Golden Era. I hate it when people try to update them and try to turn them into something that they're not. I like it when people stay on target with and keep the theme in that same style and just enjoy doing it. This looks great.
Yeah, thanks. I mean, I like I like it both ways. I love the I love comics, particularly back issues, and so just being able to use these characters that some people may not be familiar with. Some of my favorite characters that I use are really obscure characters from like National Comics and Boy Comics and different, old titles from the 40s, and just sort of pay tribute to those sort of forgotten characters and creators and stuff like that. So it just felt right to have it in the 40s, where when these characters were originally punching Nazis, and now they're right back at it.
Hells yeah.
Hell yeah.
Punching Nazis is very popular these days. I hear about it every day on the internet. It's very, very timely. So it did not lose it has been modernized from the 40s.
Yeah.
I mean, I even sold out. I even have a punching Nazi. Look, Grand State Punk punching Nazis right there.
Nice.
Cap punching Nazis.
Heck yeah.
So I feel it. All right.
Nazis are so punchable. That's the good thing about
Nazis
it.
are very punchable.
Never not punchable.
So we have 1,315 with 32 backers. So let's try to get some more for that. I have shared it out, I think. Let me check all of them.
Yeah, I backed it while you were talking. That was like I was sold from the start. So thank you.
Thanks very much.
Oh, Carissa says hi. Hi, Carissa. I'm Benjamin Morris. I love doing that cover. Ben, I really got to get you covers that and the covens. So you need to send me your address so I can make sure I get you your covens. I haven't sent you any covers.
Ben did a cover for every one of our issues, and we'll do a cover for all 5 issues of American Yakuza. So Ben, what's up, brother?
Hey.
Nice. Ben's great. One of the good ones, that Ben. All right. So next up, let's see who we got here going. I'm going to go with James. You still need to send me something in the back. Send me a link.
2 seconds.
Yeah, let's get Fred up because Fred will be quick.
All right.
So, all right, let me go big again. Guys, this one's easy to not piss me off. All you got to do is click the likey like. I'm going to tell you about it. You click it. It's a pre-launch. You don't got to buy a thing. You just got to make his numbers go up. It's not fucking hard. It's really easy. So don't mess this up, guys. Don't. I believe in each and every one of you. Some of you I even believe in twice. All right. So tell us about Fisticuffs.
Yes, sir. Fisticuffs is about a functional drunk whose comfortable life is derailed when a one-night stand has deadly consequences. It's I guess now we can kind of admit the cat's out of the bag. It's kind of like a superhero noir. It's a deeply personal story. It's kind of in the vein of like I'd say like Preacher or The Boys or even Hellblazer, but it's a bit more personal than that, a bit more resonant, let's say. It's, as we know, art by Stan Yak, who's a godsend. The best thing I ever did was find him. Through Stan, we found Robert Nugent, who's amazing as well. He's been killing it on several Spawn titles, including I found out he's doing. He's announced Gail Simone's She Spawn coming up.
And doing Spawn, like
what?
The Spawn.
And, yes, well, he's doing Spawn too. But like, I was like really jealous of him working with Gail Simone. I was like, wow, that's incredible. Clearly, my dog was jealous of that too. The book is coming to Kickstarter on the 4th of March. As you can see, I'm very blessed to work with the team I have. They've developed kind of like a gritty, grainy style. I think the color scheme kind of has almost like a Dario Argento effect. Despite the fact, but it's still like, a lot of fun and very like darkly funny, but it's got a lot of heart to it too, in addition to lots of like gory action and, sexual violence. So trigger warning for sure. It's definitely mature 18 plus, but I think we got a really awesome, engaging story. And like you can see there, we got some awesome pull quotes from Mr. Travis himself. I'm going to add Chad's as well. I got a Dan Didio in there as well. So yeah, exciting and excited to finally bring it to you guys in the beginning of March.
That's amazing.
I want to go on record with Fred is that this guy's a menace when it comes to this book. Like I was reading and I was like, holy shit. Like I was a fan of him when he did Hardbody, which was like gross but a gorgeous book. And then he came out with fisticuffs and he sent it to me. I'm like, dude, no, you're scary. I love this. It's really fucking good.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
It's very personal. Like I say, I keep stressing that and stuff because it's close to me, and I think the reason why it's like effective in that way is because I get that character and that mindset, and there's kind of like without being like like preachy, I think it's got like a message to it without kind of losing the fun. So I hope people get a lot out of it.
So
I
Aaron
do remember-
and I are like Aaron's direct Scottish, and I'm like Irish Scottish, so we like to fight. So is it for guys like us? Is that good? Is that
for like guys that like bar fights? Yeah, that's absolutely. Yeah. I mean, in the abstract, that's a large part where the title comes from, right? Because I don't want to talk about the real menace in the book, but it has to do with like kind of like a theme that come off as like sophisticated, right? Because like when I hear fisticuffs, I think of the old like gentlemanly, like let's have a duel type shit. But like in the truth, it's like really a gnarly, nasty kind of like bloody thing. So I kind of wanted it like one of the themes of the book is about dealing with something that is a very polite, positive veneer, but also has a dark underbelly too, and has a lot of really kind of like I said, like things personal to me and like themes that like I would hopefully like to share and kind of like discuss. So I hope
jealous.
Hope it resonates.
Work with Stan.
He's amazing. I tell the story, and it's just like I when I was looking for an artist, I just kept doing the deep dive like on like Facebook and social media, and like he just kind of kept filtering the top of like every list I made, and I was like afraid to like I felt like I was asking out the pretty girl for prom, and like he's gonna think I'm weird, like when he sees the book, because Chad and Travis can attest there's some weird shit in there, but finally one day cool weird shit. But finally one day I saw him posting like some George Carlin stuff, and George has always been like kind of my hero, so I saw that as like a North Star kind of thing where I'm like, all right, like he'll say no, but he won't think I'm like totally fucked up, or he won't like complain about me to people. So fortunately he liked the concept in the book, and like the rest is history. He's like just been a joy, and we're actually developing something right now for him as well, like one of his babies. So I love working with the guy. He's amazing. Great sense of humor too. I mean, yeah, amazing.
No,
always.
I love him. I think it's great. Welcome, Dan. How are you, Dan?
Mm-hmm.
Hold on. There we are. Hi, how y'all doing tonight? Thanks for having me on, Travis.
Yeah, no problem. Always. You're always welcome. So we'll get you in just a minute. But we've got to get the one guy who I don't really know here. That's Brendan.
Hey.
Can I trust you?
You can trust me. You can. I think so. I think if you couldn't trust me, I would also say you can trust me. But
okay,
you can definitely trust me.
All right. So who are you? What do you do?
Yeah. My name is Braden, and I'm the writer and creator of Kickstarter, also in pre-launch, called Haven. It is also kind of a superhero detective noir kind of spin on everything. A lot of inspirations from like Invincible.
I've seen this.
Throwing some like X-Men, kind of like mutant society hate. And yeah, kind of throw it all together. Try and be as original as I can be, and get the most out of this book.
Nice.
Yeah. It's been wild ride. This is my first Kickstarter and my first project. So it's been a learning experience and super, super humbling in a lot of ways, but I'm super thankful to be here and that you guys invited me on. So yeah.
And this is your first book?
Yeah, this is my first kind of go around with things. So yeah, a lot of like figuring, especially as a writer, just like figuring everything out and what scripts look like in the beginning and how to kind of navigate that and everything there. But I found this artist kind of did the deep dive as well on Reddit, comic book collabs, and found this guy who had a couple kind of images up that looked cool and had him do some test pages and we ended up, vibing really, really well, and yeah, it's been a ride.
That's great. I mean, you got 144 followers, which is great.
Yeah,
it's really good. A lot of people struggle who've been around longer and have communities. That's really, really good. So you're doing really good there. We're gonna get you probably some here tonight.
Yeah, if you if you can, please. No money, just a button, and yeah, absolutely. But again, yeah, thank you guys for having me on, and yeah.
Just looking at it, I love it. Looks like I saw that one image in a Facebook group or somewhere, and I thought it was cool. The one that's on there now, and looking at the rest of the images, it kind of gives me really cool like Powers vibes. Like not quite, but like the like theme and like it feels very Powersy, which I love. It's one of my faves.
For sure.
And
yeah.
I'll comment too. Like first off, the art's the line art is great. The color art is fantastic, and
yeah.
Look, kudos to you. So those who know me, Travis and Clay, who know me best, know that I complain about indie comics lettering more than anything else.
Yep.
It drives me bonkers when you have shitty lettering, and it's honestly, literally the least expensive of the entire process.
Yeah,
the letterer does a great job. I really like. You scroll down a little more, Travis, towards the end where he's like, "Oh, I like pain," like. You hear,
that one,
You literally feel those words. You hear those words. You feel them, and it's a very visceral. It's a very banal kind of a feel, and I love it. I think your letterer, whomever he or she is, or they are, is doing a great job. So kudos to you for not only putting together a good art team, but including your letterer as part of the good art team part, and not as an add-on to your lettering. So, I mean, to
preach, brother.
Yeah, no, that's Amal Desai does the lettering, and yeah, lettering. I mean, the whole process in terms of art in general was super important to nail, but the lettering too. Like I just heard, kind of as I did a deep dive before I did the project, was that lettering can either like kill or soar your project, right?
Bro, you can have the best looking book. You can have Frank Miller drawing your freaking book.
Yep.
But if the lettering sucks, the book sucks, and that's how it goes.
Yep.
And the best letterers, the ones you don't even notice they exist, because they're a part of the art. They're a part of the story. It matches. So you did a great job. Kudos, really, seriously.
Yeah, no, I super appreciate that. Yeah, I did. I watched a video with Robert Kirkman, and I think he had made mention that he got brought a book, and all the lettering was see through, so that you could see the art over it. And he just said it just killed the book for him. And ever since then, I was like, okay, that's one thing that we have to nail. So yeah, super fortunate to find everyone I have found for sure.
That's awesome. Now, I think you just joined my community, right? You're
yes, yeah. I think yesterday. So I mean, like, thank you again for
no.
A day later,
you're more than welcome. However, I will tell you, this is the one and only time you get to be on my show, because let me show you why. I have one rule. There's only one rule about being this, and I'm going to show you why. And this is just as a teaching moment for you.
For sure.
You did one thing wrong, and everyone else is like, what did he do wrong? He seems great. His book looks great. I agree with all those things. 0 backs. You gotta have to support some of the community.
Yes.
Don't care if it's $1. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't care how much. I just need to know that you care about everybody else in the community as well.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And Travis is spot on with that, Braden. And I will say this: look, don't expect tit for tat. Like that's not fair either. So people who think because I back a shitload of stuff that you have to be backed by everybody else, no, that's not how it works. But what Travis is getting to, I think, right, Travis, correct me if I'm wrong, being involved in the community, being a supporter of the community, sharing is absolutely helpful. Like we all get it. Like shit happens, you get broke, you can't back anything, or you know, I literally have in my family budget a Kickstarter budget. Like there's a line item for Kickstarters. And the reason is because I care about guys like Clay and Gene and Fred and Scott and you and Dan and Aaron, right, and Travis. Travis, I need to back your book. I don't know what the hell I'm doing. Let me go do that right now. But anyway, the point is that don't expect tit for tat. That's the point number one. Nobody owes you anything. But point number two is if you're not a part of the community, then then nobody owes you anything either,
Absolutely,
right?
absolutely.
So that's the thing that really I think Travis is getting at. It's a good,
no, for sure, and that's absolutely super valid. It was and is definitely still a goal of mine to get those backs up and everything. I think just with the project and work and stuff like that, I haven't quite got to it, but yeah, definitely still a priority for sure. Absolutely.
Well, hey, all that being said, I'm following your project, so there you go.
Well, thank you, I appreciate that.
Well, the other thing to note too is, regardless of that, there is groups in Kickstarter. There's Kickstarter community groups that literally have rules in their code to not back people who don't back other people. So there's community boosts, and they tend to back.
Absolutely.
There's there's a Kickstarter community union. There's like 3 of them that are like backer groups, and they back and they share it amongst their groups. And if you want to get them, you need to back, because that's one of their rules. So no big deal.
I just like hearing Charlie. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
You'll probably get. Go ahead.
It's not. It was a dumb comment about tit for tat. I just loved hearing Charlie say that, and so I just wanted to, because I give a lot of tats, and I got to tell you, I don't get tits. So then I don't expect them.
You want? I mean, like, what do you want, bro? Like,
right? Yeah.
Because I've backed so many, and we'll get to when I do my thing. I have been wanting a lot more tits and have not as well. So I feel you. And some of us, I think James, myself, and Clay and Aaron are all in Tyler. No, Scott too. You're in Comics Launch, right? And there's kind of a rule, kind of the Hamilton rule, where you back 10, but you can just give them $1. It's not a big deal.
Absolutely.
But it helps.
Yeah, definitely am planning to. Just for sure.
It's definitely a good way to start, because you're gonna have. It's always the months when you're broke as a joke when you find the coolest stuff every single time. Sure. You sit there and you drool and you dig up change from the couch, and then you back somebody for $1 and feel bad for like the rest of the month when you see all these cool rewards that you wish to God you could have.
Yeah, this is exactly why I have a budget. So I'm a super backer, or whatever the hell that means.
For sure.
And I think I'm encroaching on 1,000 projects. Some I've backed at $1, some I've backed at like $50. But what I do is I actually have I literally have a line item, like that's part of my business expense and personal expense to spend. I won't tell you what my budget is, but it's a lot more than it probably should be.
Sure.
Where I back, and it makes me selective. So like I'll back Travis 100% of the time. I'll back Clay 100% of the time. Aaron 100% of the time. And some of these other guys, and Dan, right? But some of these other guys I just met, like I'll follow at first, and when I get towards the end of the month, I got budget, even if it's $1, like they're getting $1, right? And to me, as a backer, as a creator and a backer, hell, I love $1. Like $1, it's that much closer to fruition, right? For whatever project we're doing. And I think that, to Travis's point, it makes a big difference in the community. It's not just a requirement that anybody specifically has. Don't feel super obligated to back my shit or Clay's or anybody else's. But if you genuinely like it and you like the individual that you met, please give us a little extra.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's just about putting everything.
And a share means just as much as $1.
Yeah.
Literally.
Oh, sure.
No bullshit. Like
absolutely.
A share means as much as $1. No kidding. So,
but you know what that number backed also does? Like, it doesn't just say that you're a part of the community. It also tells people that like you've been following this so that you know kind of like what Kickstarter best practices are. Like you've backed books, you've gotten books, you've seen what people have done and what works and doesn't work. So that also just like it gives other people confidence to back you.
For sure. No, absolutely. And I'm fully able to admit, with this being my first project, I just wasn't super aware of different communities and stuff like that. Like obviously this is my first time in like a creator community as of yesterday, but like, like in terms of that and like the etiquette there and everything like that. But
by the way, don't let us make you nervous, by the way, just because we're old guys talking to you. Like, seriously.
No. If anything, I appreciate the the wisdom. I feel like wisdom sounds like I'm calling you old, but I'm not.
I think you just called us old. Bro, I'm old as fuck.
I appreciate the advice with everything. And like I said, this has been a completely new journey, and that is something now that I know moving forward that is going to be a priority, especially even before I launch on Saturday as well. So
I'm in the same boat you are, Braden. I'm just figuring this out, like kind of like as we go, and like it's like the more that you learn, like it's like the more like you learn how much you had no idea about before you knew it. So absolutely. That's what as you go through the process, it's eye-opening, and you'll just keep picking it up. You're doing great. I mean, 144, like Travis said. You're doing something awesome.
Yeah, 144 is a great number. You'll convert.
I'm jealous as hell of that number.
Those, and so that's
well, Charlie, he'll probably convert more than that because it's his first one. So a lot of those are probably friends and family. So he'll probably do a lot better.
Sure.
What I would recommend, you're in the private group, share the actual campaign to look at, to have people help you with actual guides. If you, I always recommend having 3 covers. I can explain why, but this isn't the channel to do so. But in that other group, you can talk about all that stuff. And if you need that, we have people in the community who are willing to help you and get you that. But your book looks great.
It does.
The only thing that I would be hesitant as a backer myself is this guy, when I look at you, not knowing that you've joined the community and tried to be part of stuff, it's like, this guy is a taker, not a giver. So I love that. But you're also from Canada, so like you're not going to be able to afford shipping a lot of these. Point that out as well.
I'm out, man.
And to clarify, or maybe quantify Clay's and Travis's and my comments, especially for Caden, who's in the chat, there is. We're not picking on Braden at all. What we're highlighting is that this is the nature of backers. Is that if they see people who have not backed other campaigns, they're hesitant to trust them. So it becomes an integrity thing. And I do hate that fact because like I launched a new brand and I have I had 2 backings for my new brand, but that's the fact. That's just a fact of how people perceive things. It's not us. It's really the perception of others.
Yeah, and know that
I figured you were goofing, Caden, so yeah, you're good. But I just wanted to clarify for everybody who's watching is that we're not saying, "Hey, back us," right? What we're saying is just being involved in the community.
Yeah, no, absolutely, and know that I don't take anything in a ill will or negative light. I know you guys are giving awesome advice, so that will be changed probably even by tomorrow. But it is a thing that thank you for making me aware.
Yeah. All right, so let's move on to Dan. I did share it, I think, right? It's been a long time since we talked about it. I think let me make sure I shared it out. Yes. So I shared it. It's in the chat. So make sure you do it. Your number was 144. Let's see if we can get that number up.
Thank you.
Charlie. All right, let's go to James. James, you have a pre-launch as well. We got a lot of pre-launches next.
Yeah, I'm trying to focus on some pre-launch a lot more around this time. That was actually advice. I think you're one of the people that mentioned it to me because I kind of jumped it last time and just kind of threw myself at it.
First off, though I may have said that, I never do pre-launches, which is my own problem. And us guys have been around for too long. We're just like, that's not a thing that's real.
Yeah, but I don't know. You've always tried to make sure that I'm trying to gather the right kind of energy before I go into one of the books.
I feel you.
And it's kind of like that. I figure pre-launch is part of it, so maybe I'm making the connection. But I'm definitely in the pre-launch window right at the moment, and I'm trying to give myself time to make sure different people are watching out for the project as it comes up. And in watching everybody else's pre-launch page, I'm seeing that I need a lot more artwork on my pre-launch page.
Yeah, dude, because your artwork is great, man. Sell it.
Yeah.
Really So big things covers are always a popular thing. Interior art, which you have, is good. Not too much text, that's good too. So I mean, honestly, it's not a bad build.
Dude, I appreciate that. But yeah, I definitely need to get more pages on that as the example. I think that might be why I got to 44 really quick, and then it's slowing down a little bit. So I think the one way to help that is to throw a bunch more on there. I've got some videos that I can put on there and some other stuff, so I'm definitely going to work on.
Put your covers on there.
Yeah. Tell us about the book.
I'm sorry?
Tell us about the book.
Oh, tell us about the book. Okay, so The Ballad of Nod is a really personal story. The story itself is about a young girl who she's facing grief from losing her father. And basically the nightmares from going through that are real. They're coming in and they're trying to take her every single night. But her mother gives her this teddy bear who turns into her guardian. His name is Patches. And he's all cut up from defending her. So every night he fights back whatever comes through to take her. Now, the reason why it's a personal story is because she has to make the decision at a certain point to literally go into the dream world after him because one of the demons took him. When in 2007, I got diagnosed with stage 4 cancer and I was not supposed to survive. I had a 2-week-old daughter.
Fine.
And when I survived all that, I had the great time of literally, as I'm an outpatient, of losing both my grandfathers, then my father, then my career and my house and my nest egg all in the space of a year. I was a little upset. And when you have a toddler that's at home with you, and you're trying to explain why daddy's upset or she's asking questions, where's grandpa, whatever the question is, and you didn't grow up in the kind of family that knows how to talk to your kids, which I definitely did not, you got to figure it out. And one day I was watching this interview with Henson, and he was talking about the true power of a storyteller is to be able to take a story and put the wrong things right for the world. And it kind of clicked that I could start telling her how I was feeling and use bedtime stories and things to explain it. And so at bedtime, it went from me telling her fairy tales from our books and things like that to telling her the story of the Ballad of Nod. That teddy bear is her teddy bear. And it is all wrapped up around in the mythos of how I explained the things we were going through, how I explained how I grew up, all the different things that we did when we were kids and why I looked at my dad as a hero. It kind of all got wrapped up into the story. And then over time, I was on draft 18 or something like that. And my sister decided you need more focus and started helping me work on it. And now this is going to be issue 1 of 6. And it's going to go through this story as this girl is going to go through the grief of dealing with where her father has gone, as well as having to face these demons to get her best friend back. And it's going to be a lot of fun, but it gets really emotional really quick. So I'm super excited to be doing it, more than any book I've ever worked on. It comes freely when I'm working on it. I've already got the scripts done all the way to issue 4, and I have the artwork. I'm already more than halfway done with the second issue. So
nice. Well, you are at 140. You're at 46, so we'll try to get you some from there. But we have one more pre-launch, and it's getting a little late, so I'm trying to get some stuff going. But I love you, brother. It sounds great. I know that this book has been on the cutting room floor, talked about for a bit. You know, when we've done other projects, you've always found a way to go, hey, I'm working on this you have a new color palette. You're working on everything to make this book so much different than what you've done before. So I'm super excited. I think it's going to pay off.
Thank you, man. I appreciate it. And one more thing, I want to make sure everybody knows that the colors in Nod, they've changed over time. I usually work in black and white, but Travis actually helped me kind of, without realizing it, he got me on a project about Neverland, and it kind of found how I was going to light the book. So it drastically changed all the appearances and made it really feel like a fairy tale. And I blame Travis.
All right.
Looks great, man.
Thanks.
All right. So, Dan, look, I don't understand why you keep making these books. He knows karate already. Like the whole purpose is like getting to learn. Like if you watch Cobra Kai, they have to learn karate. Like he's already learns karate. Why do we need another chapter to?
Oh my God! Why don't we need another chapter? I mean, it's a book called Bigfoot Knows Karate. That's compelling, but I mean, come on. It's yeah, no. I mean, as I always say, it's the tale of a gentle yet deadly cryptid warrior forced into battle with numerous cryptids and creatures and kaiju alike. And we liken the book to Godzilla versus Kong meets Kill Bill with a twist. We are on chapter 3 of the main storyline. This will actually be the 4th book. And we are revealing the story of our Bigfoot. And if you've seen the comic in the past, or you checked out issue 1, 2, and Hinagon, our prequel book, you can see that the story is not the typical martial arts story that you would expect. When I was coming up with the concept, and with Casey Allen, my co-writer, we talked a lot about if you were, we just didn't want to do the typical martial arts story. No offense to that, but we didn't want to go through those same tropes. And so we really try to conceive a story that would be different and unique, and putting a Bigfoot in situations that you would never think possible. And so here we are with chapter 3, Hellhound on My Trail. Benny's on the run. He's met up with a woman named Iris, and they are on the run from a strange cabal that had captured them. And we're going to learn. This is the issue where we actually start answering some questions. One of the biggest things that we try to do in the story is just throw a lot of questions out there. Just make people curious about what was going on. Well, this is a payoff issue, and I could not be more excited to get this out there to folks, because I can't wait to see wait for y'all to see where we're going with this.
Well, will he learn kung fu? So future chat channels will be Bigfoot Knows Kung Fu now, or
actually he's going to retire. He's going to retire one day, and it's going to be called Bigfoot Knows Pilates. And
he's with a hot Pilates instructor and retired in the came back.
Absolutely. He's in the retirement community. He's got he's hooked up with that young Pilates instructor. She's 50, but no, anyway. It's a fun book.
Young and hot, and then things happen. I mean,
so yeah, no. I mean, I'm having a blast with this book. I mean, there's a few of y'all in the room that I know. Charlie, what's going on? Travis, what's going on? I don't actually know most of y'all, but hey, I'm glad to be here tonight. And Bigfoot knows day trading far out. Yeah, what he knows, limitless. And it's just been so much fun doing this comic. I worked in comics for a long time back in the day, and without crypto, right? And this is the most fun I've had doing a comic book, man. I mean, people seem to be digging it. I'm really happy to keep making it. So Bigfoot knows curling.
That's only funny to Aaron, because curling's very funny in Scotland, apparently.
Everyone in Scotland is pissing themselves right now.
Braden, is curling big in Canada? I mean, I assume
it is. It is actually. When I think we kick your guys' ass when it comes to curling.
Whoa! You don't be
Canada versus America. Hockey and curling is all we have. Okay, it's that and poutine. Okay, that's the only things we have.
Dude, that escalated quick.
No.
It went from confirming the existence of curling to a whole list of ass whipping.
Well, I have a bunch of questions here. So Brandon, is for you being a Canadian, is Bigfoot Knows Curling more exciting to you as a title than Bigfoot Knows Karate?
Bigfoot Knows Curling is like that's our like shonen manga. I don't know if I know you don't like the anime.
Right, sure. Right.
It's our action-packed thriller, pretty much.
I was not expecting this kind of a reaction.
Bigfoot Goes Curling.
Hey, Aaron, I pulled out caber tossing, bro. I thought I'd get you more involved a little bit, right? So,
Dan, I have one request because Braden's a new creator. When you get to the curling issue, if he could just get a shot, just a shot at the script, just maybe
dude, I can send you reference photos.
It needs to be accurate.
Guy on the scene, you know what I mean? Well,
dude, this is so going to turn into
Jerome's backing it up. I think I could get an all Canadian Dan, hear my pitch. I think I could get an all Canadian backup story for Bigfoot Nose curling, and I think that's what you're missing. I really think that's.
You know what? I didn't think about it before, but here we are today, and there you go. We could do a whole thing. We could do some sort of crossover, Travis.
All over it.
This whole premise feels very 90s, like Mighty Ducks meets like Harry and the Hendersons kind of thing.
I want Dan to do now just a one shot goes Bigfoot Nose, and it's just 1 page comics of everything that Bigfoot knows.
Everything he's pimped at. That makes sense.
Jerome is biased. He is biased. He is Canadian. He is biased.
As long as one of those pages that Bigfoot knows that pimping ain't easy, that would be one of them.
I'm just saying, Bigfoot knows crypto and cryptology. There's something there. Like, I know that was a joke get thrown out, but a cryptid knowing crypto. There is something there, Dan. The rest are jokes, but there's something there.
Something there.
Charlie, I'm afraid to share that because is that German? What's happening here?
That's It's French Canadian. Okay. Yeah, Jacques gets it. He understands what that means.
All right. Brad, are you on the French part?
No. So yes, we are bilingual. In some parts, but they're up in the north. We're
in the U.S. we deport people for that, so be careful.
Oh.
Yeah, right now, don't go to America right now.
See, I'm happy to be in Canada now. I'll take my curling and hockey. I'm out here in the cold. No one wants to come to winter, okay?
No, bro, I love Ottawa, though. Seriously. Yeah. I love Ottawa. It's one of my favorite cities.
For sure.
Mm-hmm. By the way, for those who don't know, there's a great hole in the wall, corner of the building, middle of the city, in Ottawa, shawarma joint. So good. It's right by City Center. So fucking good. Anyway.
Shout out. Heck yeah.
Fun fact, and again, this is off topic, but fun fact that I learned that last year, because of shawarma, because of the Avengers, it's been now so many people have tried it that Greek actually beat out Italian only by 1% of ordered food of foreign food that people eat in America.
Because of a shawarma bump?
I don't know. It's ridiculous. All right.
Yo, do we have Pat Shand in the audience here?
He said, would you look at this? Italian food has Greek food. I agree. I'm with you. I'm just telling you what's happening. Yeah. Would you look at this? That's Pat Shand's to quote the great Kevin Smith, look at this roast motherfucker right here. That's basically him saying, I'm glad to see you back out on the thing. No, it's fucking Pat, you don't invite the goat. The goat just takes his seat at the table and everybody else shuts
for real. When does Pat not have an active campaign? That's what I want to know. It's like,
right.
Oh, God.
Dude, doesn't he have one every month?
He has several every month.
Yeah, that's what I mean. He's got like an alternating system that goes between projects every month.
All right. So next up, let's get mine up before Pat has to present like 12.
Well, getting yours up is really difficult, I've heard. So we'll see how this goes.
I mean, I'm seeing a doctor. Let's give me some time. Look, I made 2 kids.
Between the ears, Travis.
I've pissed off the mothers enough to know that they are mine. They would have given up on it.
If they could have gotten out of it, they would.
They could. They would. Blue Chew help. See, that's on my side. He knows what's up.
Ro knows. That's all I'm going to say. Ro knows.
All right. So Granite State Punk is live. If for people who don't know me, this is my book. This is my love language. This book is very close and dear, and this is the end. We are ending Granite State Punk, at least season 1, and I promise you from this point on, it's going to be a drastically different book. It is very, very cool. It's been in the making for a little bit. I'm really excited because I've sat on this for quite a bit. As many of you guys know, I had a publishing thing with Scout. We have since separated. So this book has been waiting to be released because I wanted to line them up so you didn't have to wait too long. But it is here. It is Live Free or Die. Granite State Punk is about New Hampshire. If you don't know, New Hampshire is very punk rock, only to the Yankee people who live there. It believes they're very punk rock, but it's a love letter to the state of New Hampshire, a love letter to punk rock, a love letter to pop culture. Zeke, the main character, he is, let's see, where is he? Right here, as it says, he's a middle-aged punk rocker. He's straight edge, kind of. He is a warlock. He is from New Hampshire. He's kind of prick and hates everyone. The other thing that it doesn't mention is he kind of like Deadpool breaks the fourth wall. However, in this one, thank you. Stoked for issue 5 of this great one shot. Thanks, Alan. I appreciate that. In this particular issue, I've done something that I don't think has ever been done in comics. He's been breaking the fourth wall since the beginning, and we're going to explain why and how he breaks the fourth wall. So, which is super interesting. And we're going to do some cool things like that. But yeah, get involved. What's going on? Make sure Pat got the link. All right, Pat will be here in 5 minutes. But yeah, so if you want to back me, this is the book. Like I said, you can get the whole series. I think James is playing music to get prepared. He's getting himself pumped up. But yeah, that's what's up. What's this? Aaron says 4 came in the post on Tuesday. Can't wait for 5. Yeah, I just sent Only Posers Fall in Love for those who backed it. I just sent it out. And you're literally back in the next one. So everybody got it. I sent them out in a day. So everybody should have them. All right. So that's it. Thank you. Let me share this baby out. Appreciate you guys. All right. Share it out here. Yeah, it's my baby. I'm hoping to do really well on this one. I'm gonna, if we can get to 10K-ish, I'm gonna get a tattoo with the wife. That's gonna be super fun.
Wow. Really?
Yep. Yeah, we're gonna. She wants to get tattoo too, which is really weird. Like it feels like branding, because like I come from New Hampshire, not you. But
what are you guys getting? Is it going to be GSP related?
It's going to be GSP. It's going to be the mountain and the jump off the mountain with the logo. Yep.
Oh, pretty cool.
And we'll get it from Gambit too, for those who know Gambit, the artist.
I met Gambit, yeah, down in Blackbird.
Yep. So if we can do it, that's the goal.
My wife has that deal with me, Travis, that if I ever hit 10K on a campaign, I have to get a Bigfoot Nose Karate tattoo on me. So one day.
Right.
Well, you're not going to get there without Bigfoot nose curling. So
hit me up. Let me know.
Do the karate on his left ass cheek. Do the curling on his right ass cheek, and then push it.
Hey, everybody, check this
out. I want to see it. I want to see the tattoo where he's got the curling thing like on his chest instead of the knives.
I like how my book is taking this crazy Canadian turn all of a sudden, you know.
I'll take.
Well, just have Sasquatch be the guy who like cleans the ice, the dirt.
Right,
the sweeper,
pony driver. He's like,
he's like built for it. He can just slide his body along and clean the ice.
Right? Does that guy have a name? The
the sweeper. So you throw the rock and then you have the sweeper.
But what's his name? His name is Sweeper.
You have 2 sweepers.
Yeah, sweeper. Sweepers. Yeah. We're not very clever in Canada. We call them rocks. We slide them on ice. We're simple.
They're technically called stones, but okay.
Yeah.
All right. GSP final issue is at 3,159 with 134. We just launched on Tuesday. That's not bad. All right. So now we're going to go to the top of the list of people who need to go before Pat just runs house here. We're going to allow that to happen. So let's start at the beginning. All right. Let me get big again. Motherfuckers. I have shared fuck it, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 campaigns. Pat's going to share another 10 in a minute. Back them. Show some support. Show your love. I need to get one backer. I know you guys have waited for me to come back. I paid my $44 fucking dollars for StreamYard so I can have this stupid logo thing, right, this thing, and do that cool video. So I need your support to show that you support us, that you have our love, that you got it. And welcome, Pat Shan. How are you?
Gentlemen, how you guys doing?
Hey.
Good to see you.
Stroking that kitty.
Doing well.
Look at that.
Here it goes.
How is
He's like a
things?
Bond villain.
What was that?
Happy 2025.
Oh, thank you, bro. You too. Happy New Year.
I ain't scared of Big Daddy Trappy. It's been months since you've seen one of these live streams. Correct. Yeah, I stopped doing them because the $44 price had really pissed me off. So I stopped doing them. But I am back because I've got my campaigns. When I'm doing campaigns, I like to help other people because I don't make it just about me. So we're going to do all that. So what I'm going to do, Pat, is I'm going to go, just because it's a little late. Some of these people have been here since 9. I'm going to go through if anybody needs to leave, and then we're going to go to yours and see what's going on. How's that sound?
Love it.
All right. Going back to Clay Adams. So, Clay, when we started this wonderful thing, the Deadskins, which I assume is a reference to the Super Bowl coming in a couple of weeks, that's the Chiefs, right? Or
go Chiefs. That's all I have to say.
Go Chiefs. All right. 5,882 with 133 backers. Let's see where you are at today.
Bring it, baby.
Let's see. All right, bring it up. Still sharing mine.
Drum roll, please.
Drum roll, please.
A hard time bringing it up, but I'm not saying.
I haven't got the blue chew yet. All right, so you got 2 backers.
I'll allow it. Yeah, I'll take it.
Yeah,
thank you.
You got and a decent chunk of money because you were, so that you're doing pretty good there.
I will take it.
But some people came in late, so go ahead and tell us about this one more time, my good friend, so they don't miss out.
Absolutely. This is the 172-page 10th anniversary hardcover edition of a story that I like to pitch as Blazing Saddles meets The Walking Dead. It's the true story of Custer's Last Stand. Whatever they taught you in high school was bullshit. It's a great, fun book. Lovely art by Leila Del Duca. Cool black, white, and red look, or gray and red, if you will. It's a fun time.
All right. So I'm going to share it out one more time.
Please do. Yeah, and it's that great cover by Ben Temple-Smith.
And Charlie is hot for that pitch, man. Look at him. He's excited.
I'm hot for Charlie. What can I say?
Take my word like with a grain of salt, because I'm a Clay bitch. Like, what can I say?
Clay has me in his little fingers. I am the Clay.
I'm gonna take this guy around with me everywhere.
Called my history teacher there. I like this guy.
Caden, I like you. Thanks.
Caden's good people. Caden, first campaign, banged it out with a 20K.
Banger.
Wow.
Real banger.
Yeah.
Damn.
Nice.
They didn't mess around. And then this dude makes 20K and goes, thanks me in a private message of how I helped him. Like, no, man, like you're on your own. You're in a whole league. You do your thing. Get out of here. He kills it. All right. So let's go on to Aaron. The link is saying back. You can still back up, but I'm going to mark Clay off my list.
Mark it off. And I am an old man. It's way past my bedtime, so I am going to have to tip out. I want to clear the air. Stop rumors before they start. There's no beef with Pat Shand. I am not jumping off because Pat got on here. This is not. I love you, Pat.
Sometimes things are as they seem. You know what I mean?
I mean, you wait till you leave and see what we say.
I knew
I'm totally still
thinking
you later, Clay.
Yeah.
I'm wrapping you out.
Thanks for the softball. We're all hitting at that one.
Thank you. Yes, that's what I'm about. I'm all about the softballs. All right. Everybody, good night. This was wonderful. Love you all. Nice meeting everybody.
Nice meeting
Pat,
you, Clay.
I really do love you. It's not beef, I swear. All right. Adios, everybody.
Night, Clay.
I'm excited about the first feud in 2025, Clay versus Pat. That's exciting. I'm ready for it.
Why does Clay hate your ass, man?
Yeah,
Why does
what
he
the
hate
heck?
you so
What's the
much?
deal with that?
Hey, are we
He's
doing
gone
like,
now, Pat. You can explain
are
the
we doing
whole
money
thing.
line?
What did he
Like,
do?
we're doing the money line. I'm
Yeah,
on
come on, spill the beans. Why does he hate you?
A lot of people had a lot to say, and nobody got to go.
Gotta make something up so that Travis has clickbait for the video.
Yeah.
So,
and we all went quiet at the same time. Like, what the hell?
right. Aaron, when we were at Ice and Bones, we were at 3,718 with 120 backers. Let's see what we got. We got 3,745 with 122 backers. You got 2 more backers tonight, which is great.
Thank you.
You're welcome. So that's exciting. That's exciting. Do you want to pitch it one more time?
Sure. Ice and Bone follows on from Blood and Fire, which is a samurai action horror. Follows Nakaki, who's a very honorable samurai, gets betrayed and has to cut his way to revenge. There's a lot of supernatural elements to it. We'll put my own horror spin. So if you like samurai action, blood, death, and all that good stuff, then this is definitely up your alley.
All right. All right. Well, I am marking you off my list. Make it big up here. You're gone. We got you.
I've missed that list.
Yeah, it's been a while.
The squiggles.
Now we got next Charlie with American Yakuza. It's live right now. When we last left you, you were at 5,635 with 183 backers. Let's see if anything has changed. Because I don't want to have to yell at anybody, so I'm hoping things have changed.
I don't know. I like you yelling at people. It's fun.
No, we got a backer, so we're good there. We're at 5,647. You guys can see me, right? See it?
Yep.
Okay. With 184 backers, someone decided to back, but we still got tons. We only got 22 hours, so I need a good pitch on this.
So American Yakuza is it's a really fun murder mystery action adventure set in Japan. It's a bit of a fish out of water story as anything else. So you've got this American character who is taking his prominence, his celebrity, and coming to a country where they're like, who the hell are you? And he gets quickly embroiled into a family feud in the Yakuza. And all he's trying to do is solve the mystery of the murder of his best friend and a business compatriot. So in the midst of all this, he's trying to solve a murder at the same time. Before you know it, within like 6 pages of the first issue, the shit hits the fan and the dude's on the run for his life. So a really, really fun story that I get to work with 2 of the young guns of indie comics, Anthony Stokes and Chris Moses, each independently, who are creating thousands and thousands of dollars, tens of thousands of dollars in backing. Both of whom actually, Pat, work for or adjacent to Space Between Entertainment, which is fantastic. And again, I said earlier, for those who missed it, I'm having a blast being a co-creator, co-writer on this, because I'm reading the story almost as a fan first, and then I get to layer in my Japanese experience as well as just some comic writing stuff. Not doing a whole lot of with some editing to what they're already doing, because they do phenomenal work. So Stokes and Moses have alternated issues in terms of writing. Stokes has dominated the dialogue and done a great job of delivering great dialogue to a great character set. It's a really fun book. If you like Succession and John Wick and maybe Tokyo Vice, this is definitely up your alley. There's a little bit of a murder mystery situation going on, but the art is fantastic and very cinematic. The story is written for TV. I mean, really, truly, the way Stokes and Moses have both presented the scripts to me, they're almost like getting TV episodes. It's fan-fucking-tastic. and I absolutely love. And we have a phenomenal set of cover artist variants and so forth. So we have nude and not nude, depending on your flavor. But jump in, get in. We're already funded. We already upgraded the freaking the cover stock. We've added some MP3s. If those of you who are wrestling fans love AEW wrestling, so all of the intro music is written by Mikey Ruckus. Mikey's a personal friend of mine. Mikey has written 3 tracks for this series, and then rappers Omega Sparks and Swats have come in and laid lyrics on top of them. They have co-produced other tracks with Mikey in the past. So those guys came in at Mikey's recommendation. They laid the lyrics on, some Japanese, some English. It's fantastic. We're giving a lot of shit away free at this point because we're funded. So you can't lose by backing this book. It's a great fucking book. It's really fun. You can get all 3 issues in a catch-up, physical and virtual. We have deluxe edition stuff available. Again, some people are getting the MP3s of the tracks that Mikey, Omega, and Swats have put together. Fucking do it. Get in. Yes. Thank you, Caden. Absolutely nothing to not like about this book, unless you don't like boobies or murder or mystery or any of that stuff. If you don't like any of that, then don't back this book. But otherwise, jump in. Check it out. It's really a great fucking book. Thank you. That's it.
We're going to mark you off. I saw another backer come through. What
was that TV series recently on HBO? Like, is it Tokyo Vice?
Tokyo Vice? Yeah.
That's what it reminds me of.
Dude, thank you, Aaron. Absolutely. That was to some extent, like we started creating this before Tokyo Vice hit HBO Max, whatever.
Yeah.
But after it, I was like, oh my God, that's our book. Like, it's from a very low level, like, plot perspective. That's what we're doing.
Yeah.
Murder, mystery, and yes, thank you, Caden. Boobies.
Right.
Can't go wrong with boobies.
This is going to be quick. Set the hook. He was at 26. He got to 27. We're good. We're going to mark him off. He left. He doesn't get to pitch his book anymore. I'll share it in the chat if you guys want to back it. But he left me. He abandoned me. He's dead to me. So there's that. If you like Chad's book, it's about booby fish, I think. Oh. Right? Booby fish?
Booby fish.
You read it, right?
It's booby fish. Is it? Yeah. Great way to put it.
There you go. All right. Joke aside, American Kuzo looks incredible. Yeah, I really liked it. I'm excited to see where the third one goes. So I always find this is random. Maybe, actually, let me ask this for people who create a few books. I always find issue 2 the hardest issue to write of any comic. Because the first one, you kind of know what you want to say. You're kind of like excited about it. Super. The second one's like, all right, we got to progress to where we're going to go in the end. So I always find 2 is the hardest. Anybody else disagree or agree?
No, yeah, that makes sense. Yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
2 is the hardest to get funded.
All right.
Well, that's just me.
The second ones are always tough. All right, Cthulhu versus Uncle Sam.
Oh, that's me.
So we started you off with 1,315, 32 backers. But you were at 1,340 with 33 backers. So you have got your goal, but you want to pitch again. Let people know about it.
Yeah, sure. So Cthulhu versus Uncle Sam, it's set in World War II, and when Nazis try and summon Cthulhu to win the war, Uncle Sam and his friends have to save the world. It's filled with all sorts of comic book goodness, giant robots and talking dogs, steampunk airships, time travel, professional wrestling. It's got it all. Each issue is 32 full-color pages of Golden Age style superhero action. This is a campaign to bring out new anniversary covers. So the book is 100% complete. As soon as the campaign ends, I'm going to order from the printer. So you can back with confidence, and it should be a quick turnaround to get the books out to everyone. And I'm really excited to get this back out to people.
All right. Let's get another back on there. I think we can do that. What's up?
I think I'm going to have to dip.
Okay.
I know I've been talking everyone's ear off all night here. But
well, you're already in bed, so you just got to shut it off and take off the headphones. You're good, right?
Yeah, I'm pretty much just going to pull the blanket up, put my footy pajamas on and be ready for nap time.
All
Thanks
right.
so much for having me. I really appreciate it. Good
No
to
problem.
see everyone.
Nice meeting you.
Good night, Scott.
Bye.
Thanks, Scott.
Good meeting you, man.
Mark them off my list. All right. These ones are quick too because there's no money in it. It's just they're all these should all be quick yeses. Fisticuffs, you were at 26. You're still at 26? Hold on. That doesn't seem right. Let me refresh that. You're at 31.
Yeah,
So
nice.
31.
Let's go.
Very good. All right. Thank you, everybody. For those of you who don't know, Fisticuffs is about a functional drunk whose comfortable life derails after a one-night stand has deadly consequences. It's for fans of Preacher, The Boys, Hellblazer, that kind of mature, raunchy, R-rated, dark comedy, but at the same time, like deeply personal drama. It features art by, an incredible team. Stan Yak, who we all know, very popular from the last Ronin covers he did. We have Robert Nugent doing colors, who's very popular on Spawn right now. Dave Sharp absolutely kills it on letters and logo. We were talking earlier about lettering, and he does a phenomenal job. And yeah, just excited to get this out. We launch in the beginning of March. Also, something I didn't mention earlier that somebody else kind of mentioned for their campaign a bit ago. Fisticuffs is a 6-issue miniseries. Books 1 and 2 are complete, ready to print and ready to go as soon as this campaign is funded. 3 through 6 are drawn. All that's left is coloring and lettering. So once we get these 2 off the ground, expect a hasty process in getting the rest of this book done. So that's where we're at. And I just want to thank you guys for helping boost those backers.
Amazing.
Is there a reason why you're doing 2 at the start, not 1?
Yeah, because I wanted to give like enough. I don't want to say like I guess maybe meat, right? To like for the audience to sink their teeth into, right? It's it is a spend a lot of time inside the monologue of the main character, and the first story. I don't want to get spoilery in anything that happens and stuff. Let's just say it works better as a 1 and 2 to kind of get you embroiled in the story and the world. 3, 4, 5, and 6 are each going to be single issues as we launch them. So, and actually, if you would like to know quite a bit more, about why it goes 1 and 2, to any of the creators here, if you guys want to take a look, check out Fisticuffs. Let me know, and I can send you guys a PDF. Maybe you guys can help, with some pull quotes or help spread the word. Get it out to even more people than we did today, because I am still new to this, and I'm looking to spread word of this book. It's very strong, and I don't want the fact that I'm new to this or not very aesthetically pleasing to be the reason that people don't get involved or hooked. So yeah, if anybody's interested, just hit me up. I'll be happy to furnish you with something to read this weekend.
That's generous, Fred. Thanks.
Yeah, absolutely.
You get a free? Heck yeah.
Yes, Caden. I hope you buy the physical one too. But yes, absolutely, Caden. Be happy to.
Getting a Caden back is a little tough. He's very picky, so which I like about him. I like that he's picky. So.
Yeah, absolutely. I'd be happy to give it. I mean, Caden's actually given me quite a bit of help. Learning all this. So with you, Travis, that frankly, the comic creators, Hangout has just been a wealth of resources for me for somebody that's brand new to this. And, Braden, you're going to see, man, if you have any questions, getting into this, put it to people. They'll give you the, sage-like advice of people that have been through the process, put you in the right direction.
Absolutely.
I'll say this is a marketing thing for all indies. Giving away an issue here and there digitally is a great way to get physical backers. Some people really love, and Pat just nodded, so thank you for the validation. But seriously, it's a funnel activity for those who don't understand marketing terms. I'll explain that, but it brings people in, and then the goal is to push them through the funnel to the end, where they actually buy something, and then they come back. And giving shit away is a really good way. That's why I like the collaborative stuff like this, and some of the groups that we have where we give each other's books away digitally. I think those are very beneficial. So if you're not a part of that, be a part of that. Yeah. And again, we talked about it a lot ad nauseum earlier about being involved in the community, backing other books, promoting other books, sharing shit, even if they're not sharing yours, right? So I will share Pat's and Travis's stuff and Aaron's stuff all fucking day, even if they don't share mine. They do. That's not the point.
Thank you for putting that in there.
Yeah. No. You guys, all of you do, but the point is that I would share it even if you didn't, right? And that's because I give a shit about your products and your books, and I know you give a shit about mine. And sometimes we all get busy, but the community, we know what each other's doing, and so I think being involved is very, very critical to each other's successes. And we look at the shit going on in the community right now, or sorry, in the industry right now. Diamond falling apart. Thank God I never put my books in Diamond. Nobody owes me shit, right? So I don't care about the middleman. Pat and I have been on panels before at local cons talking about this very same thing. Like, the middleman's dead. Long live the middleman. Now, I'm quoting Pat. Now, let's move forward. What's next? This is next. This kind of thing. Travis, thanks for putting this on, bro.
Yeah. Thank you.
All right. Let's go to next. Next, we've got The Haven. We've got Graydon's book, which I hope will have curling in further issues because
you know what, I will put a knot. I will put a knot to curling in some way in a future.
Just have it in the background on the TV.
Yeah, exactly. Hey, in like one of those police.
No, we should not only have it in the background, but have it the same one in multiple issues. Because it's the same curling situation, and they're still sweeping, and it's just moving a little bit.
A little bit. I love that. I love that a little bit. Haven is a detective noir story. We really take kind of gritty superhero stuff and punch it up to 11. I made Haven when my uncle passed away from cancer, and the detective is actually modeled after him, although I did make him more buff, which I'm sure he likes. It's really like I said, my first project, my first time in the community like this, and it's made from love, and thank you all for inviting me here, and as well as part of the Discord in the community. Super appreciate it. You don't even know.
This book looks great. I think you're going to do amazing. So
Thank
I think
you.
you've got everything you need. Like I said, share your pre-launch and the stuff so we can look at it even further. But yeah,
of course, for sure. Thank you. I do have to go.
Do I see that he went in batch in this little bit of time? That's awesome.
Yeah, he's got 5. So the long like telling him how he needs to learn how to back people.
There you go. And I since you guys have talked, I have backed from there. So I am definitely not trying to be just a taker. And again, thank you very, very much for the opportunity.
It's great to meet you, man.
You can go, but the goat's gonna talk soon. So I'm just saying, Pat Shannon's a goat. So words of wisdom from the goat are
okay. You know what? May have more time.
All right, but we did get your goal too, so let's get you off my fucking list.
Yes, thank you.
Bigfoot left. Let me check. We have beat his numbers too. He was at 72. We're at 75. I'm not even going to bring him on the screen, but I will share it in the thing. But got my boy James. James, see where you're at. You're at 46. See where you're at now.
It went up.
It did?
Yep, my screen is showing 50.
I see 49, so let me refresh.
Oh, someone backed up.
Now 50. Imagine that, like someone leaves your pre-launch. Just
I didn't even know you could do that.
You can actually. See, if you unclick it, you can. See, look. I'll do it right on screen. See, look. You can do it. I mean, you shouldn't because it's mean, but all right, tell us about it.
Oh, yeah. Okay. All right. So once again, Ballad and Nod is basically bedtime stories. It's about a young girl who's got a protector. He is a titty bear named Patches who spends every night, all night, fighting her demons for her. And one night, the demons win, and she has the choice of having to go into the dream world to try to save him or letting him go. And it's basically a story that's got a lot of personal effects into it. It's going to have a lot of relationships with grief and the rest of the things that I did deal with when my daughter was young and I was dealing with a lot of loss. So it's a lot of fun. I do all of the artwork. It's going to be my first full color where I stay all the way through it. One of 6 issues. So it's the first one. So it's the best part to start with. And it's going to be a lot of fun to get through the entire story and watch basically a little girl and her teddy bear best friend kick the living hell out of the boogeyman.
Okay. Awesome. All right. So I shared it out. I got you off my list. So I will go to mine after we talk to Pat. So we are done with the basic stuff for the night. Now Pat's here. What's up, Pat?
Hey man, how you doing?
Good. How are you been? Happy New Year. We don't talk like we used to.
I mean, we mostly talk on this kind of stuff. So
it's true. And when we used to talk, you didn't have a staff of 10 at your house on a regular basis.
Yeah, no, it's true. It's true. Yeah, they keep me busy.
So how are you? What's going on? I saw that you have a very full schedule coming up of books.
Yeah, we have across all of the space between entertainment imprints, we have pretty much a launch a week for the rest of the year. So it's going to be a very intense schedule.
Damn.
Good amount of it's mine. A bunch of collaborations, doing some creator-owned that we're publishing other people for the first time ever. So yeah, it's going to be an intense year. We in 2023 we were like, we could start doing 1 or 2 of these a month and ramp it up from the previous years, which were like, 5, 6, sometimes 7 a year. And then last year we went kind of harder and did 2 a month. So now we're going to go all in.
That's insane. Fuck.
Wow.
I struggle to do like 4 a year.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm wiped out.
I will say, it's definitely a bit of an addiction for me. Just to, when I was freelance, my goal was, I would like to have a comic at every publisher, which would lead to writing between 8 to 12, or like the industry state is about to be coming now, 3 comics a month. But when I kind of branched out more on my own and started doing my own company, I got kind of less interested in the work for hire, but I still have all these stories to tell, So now I could just make the space to do it myself and have room to collaborate with artists and even some writers that I want to be, creating books with. So I thought that since crowdfunding has been such a place of growth for me, why not just continue down that road and also just feed into the fun of it. I for the first time in months, this past weekend we had nothing live. We finished a couple of campaigns, and the new campaign was launching on Tuesday. So Saturday, Sunday, and Monday we had nothing live, and it felt insane to me. It felt there's nothing to look at. There's nothing to do. And meanwhile, there's so much to do, but just the compulsion to check and just see how things are going, to communicate with backers. It felt like, what am I doing if I'm not doing this?
So now you know where
drive
Pat's company name came from. So the space between the last campaign and the one that started, he was in fucking limbo and driving himself crazy. He smoked so much weed that like 6 more volumes came out of him this weekend. Just so you guys know how this shit works.
Pretty much. Yeah.
Well, let's see. So you only have 1 live right now, or what do you have live?
Yes, 1 live. We have The Escort live right now. That is a new thriller from Ralph Tedesco. Ralph Tedesco is the co-founder of Zenescope. And he actually he's the editor that I look back at, and he helped make my career at a time when I was a brand new writer. I had 1 gig under my belt in comics with Angel at IDW back in 2011. And I saw that Zenescope had the Charmed license. So I hit up Ralph Tedesco, showing him some samples and expressing interest in writing for Zenescope. And within a year of that, Ralph had put me on, and I was exclusive to Zenescope for 4 years as staff writer. I saw how they ran things. And after after wrapping up my work there, that same year that I left that job, I began to kickstart. And ever since then, I've been doing this on my own. And last year, Ralph approached me. He has his own label now called Black Crow Comics. And his idea was to collaborate together, do sort of joint Kickstarters between his Black Crow and my space between and our Cheeky imprint. And we developed some ideas together. This one, The Escort, he actually brought to me as a pitch because I have some stories that incorporate action, but I'm not a big action thriller guy. So he came to me with this action thriller idea that's sort of like this sex thriller that you would see become a movie in the 90s, the 2000s, like Basic Instinct, that kind of vibe that you don't really see anymore. So he came to me with this idea that was great. We developed it together. We're co-writing it, and we brought Mauricio Mora on to do the art. And here we are now. We have a big slate with me and Ralph this year, and this is our first one launching together of 2025.
Nice. Okay, so let's get this shared out to people.
Yeah. Oh, and the pitch for this one is basically Lexi Taylor. She's a former Marine. And as many people know, the government doesn't treat its veterans very well. So she is left sort of struggling to make money, and she becomes an escort, a high-end escort. She's making a lot of money and actually enjoying her job as well. And as she's on a job, she's recruited by a secret government agency to infiltrate this billionaire sex party, which actually has ties to a dark occult situation.
All right. Sounds well. All right, so you got a couple questions here in the chat. Pat, Jerome, my letterer, my second in command over at Orange Cone. Wants to know, how many comics did you say you've written in your career?
Gotta be approaching over 400 now, I would say. I know I hit 300, maybe like 4 or 5.
Wow.
And I'm thinking probably about 4 right now. Yeah.
Okay. Joe says, "Great shirt."
What kind of genres?
What genres? Well, all right. So at Zenoscope, that's where I did the lion's share of my work from 2012 to 2020 to 2016, and they have a shared universe that is almost all what I would say is like urban fantasy. Like they have their Grim universe has some books that go off in a more horror direction, some in a more traditional fantasy, but the main universe is a sort of like shared superhero fairy tale horror vibe that I would classify as urban fantasy. So I primarily worked in there for years, but I've done drama, I've done erotica, I've done comedy. My preference right now, though, I love a good drama. A lot of the books that I'm doing, that I'm writing and running myself monthly, are focused mostly on drama and comedy.
And I'll say this about Pat, and he knows this because I said it at cons when I'm like co-pitching his books for him. Pat writes very character-driven stories, so regardless of genre, like they're very, very character-heavy, which is good because that's an infinite storyline. When you have a character-driven story, it's an infinite storyline. It never ends. And so whether you're reading Destiny New York or I Summon Cthulhu to fund my Kickstarter, or good grief, what's the name of the newest one, Pat? Shit, my brain just farted out because I'm drinking.
Private Dance?
No, well, Private Dance, but the one that's out now, right now.
Oh, The Escort, yeah.
Yeah, Escort, thank you. The simplest name of all. So, yeah, see how much I've been drinking? So, the point is that every story that I've experienced from Pat as a fan, not a friend, not a collaborator or anything, has been very character-driven. And so they're really, really good stories when you look at them from that perspective. Now, if you just want tits and boobs, or tits and ass, that's great. You can find those too, but they're very character-driven stories. And I applaud Pat for finding a way to tie himself to various genres, not just a single genre, and always maintaining the heart of what he does as a creator, and that is write character-driven stories. It's very Japanese of him, I think, personally. So that's just me.
Well, thank you. I mean, that's character driven has always been my thing. I have a history in theater. I growing up, I always wanted to write novels, but the first time that my writing actually got traction was in a short play off Broadway. I did some one acts, did a monthly play presentation, and some festivals. And I loved to write just characters on a stage interacting. That was always my favorite. And the characters that I create, I want to set it up where we can follow them for years. I from a series that will wrap up in 3 issues, 4 issues. But what I love about comics is the idea of a creator-owned, writer-defining run. Like Brian K. Vaughan, Why the Last Man, Gardener's Preacher. Those are the comics that I fell in love with that made me want to do comics in addition to the novels and plays. And being able to do that on Kickstarter in a way that was more effective than I was finding in my direct market work has really enabled me to just lean into that character-driven narrative.
No, great points. I love it. And I was just pointing out, like, you see, I'm a literary guy. Like, I love stories that are classical, that are timeless.
Yeah.
They're character-driven, right? When you think of To Kill a Mockingbird, you think of Atticus Finch. You think of Jim. You think of Scout, right? You think of the characters, not the story. The story is almost supplemental to the whole thing, right?
Yes, 100%.
So what you're saying is it wasn't enough mockingbirds in To Kill a Mockingbird? Is that what you're saying?
They were mentioned once in the whole fucking book.
I've been wanting to comment on that poster all night. It's fantastic.
It is nice.
Cade wants to know how does one become like Pat?
Yeah. Oh, good luck for that one.
What do I do? Obviously, a lot of work for sure. A lot of Italian food. Coffee. Have some cats around. I've heard that
caffeine was a part of the ritual.
100%. And I've heard that cats pull up this pheromone that makes you obsessed with them, and maybe that's triggered some kind of chemical reaction in my brain. I have no idea.
Yeah. By the way, whoever commented on my posters. So I have Breakfast at Tiffany's and I have High Society. By the way, highly underrated, like classic comedy from the 1960s. And then we have Roman Holiday with Gregory Peck and Audrey Hepburn. That being said, like, my kids gave a shit because these posters actually replaced like the 7 kids that I have, all of their pictures. They're in the hallway now.
The price to pay for focus.
All right, so I got that shared out. I'm happy that you're doing stuff, and you've got 52 books scheduled this year. That's wild, man. Thank you.
That's insane.
I actually was just talking to my wife. We were talking about what I'm going to add to the Granite State Punk trade, and I told her a real life sex story that happened to me that I wanted to put into thing because I have a lot of funny sex stories, but I told her a real life one, and she was just like, "Are you sure you shouldn't try to sell that to Pat?"
Why can't you do both?
I wouldn't sell Pat writing that I'm going to do somewhere else. That would be rude. And he would not, I'm positive of it. But yeah, so well, that's cool, man. I plan on trying to do triple what I've done the last couple of years. The Scott the thing. Yeah, I got 5 new IPs coming out. You'll start seeing the first one coming out. So.
Beautiful. Yeah, I love it. Kickstarter is a great market. I mean, right now it is, I think, the clearest path to making a career in comics right now. While everything else is in question, this has remained a steady backbone for the indie community, which I love to see.
Yeah, agreed.
Yeah, I wouldn't be here doing this without Kickstarter and all the backers.
Well, same.
Full stop. Would not be here without them.
100%. Yeah, I loved the Tyler James interview. I don't know if you heard it with the guy. With Tim. It was fantastic run. He asked him really tough questions and questions that people want answers to. And even if you didn't like the answers, he had the answers. Like, did not look them up. Like, has thought, planned, and studied those answers. So I thought it was great. So,
having spoken to Sam on the back end as well as Everett, at Kickstarter, I gotta say, like to Pat's point, there's no better place to be as an indie creator than Kickstarter. Backer Kit's trying to do what Kickstarter's doing. It's okay, but you got to bring your own audience. Same with Zoop. Indiegogo, even for the Comics Geek guys, has fallen off significantly.
Oh yeah.
So really, with Diamond going through Chapter 11, which I know is a restructure, but now they're looking for sellers or buyers rather, and they got 2 months to find a buyer. It isn't looking good. So
rough.
Indie Comics is it's really your distributor now is you in Kickstarter, and I think if you're not here now, you're doing your book and your business a disservice, frankly.
I agree with that. Yeah, I think it's really tough. I feel bad for small press in comic stores, and I'm excited about whatever new opportunities, because there will be an opportunity. Someone will come up with a good enough plan that'll give new opportunities for that. And I think it's good. I think there's a lot of stuff. And I also think that Diamond used to be a really good gatekeeper, but when they lost Marvel and DC, they stopped being that good gatekeeper. So there was a lot of bad publishers that were screwing over people / not putting out high quality books into the direct market. And we don't need that,
Yeah. Agreed.
No, but but that's really cool. So, all right, let's see what else we got. All right, we got Escort going on. Granite State Punk is still live. I guess I can go through mine, and then if anybody needs to leave, they can leave. And then I'm willing to hang out for like a half hour and just shoot the shit. Cool. All right, so let me go back to mine. I think that's the last one on the list. Pat got one the minute I shared his, so I know he's good.
Thank you.
I don't think it was me, but it may have been.
Take the credit.
All right, so Granite State Punk, we are the last issue of Granite State Punk. This is the last of season 1. This is a big deal. This is the end of an arc. It's a huge thing. We find out why he's been able to talk to you and break the fourth wall. Lots of really cool reveals in this. Bringing back Ember from the first issue. So a lot of cool stuff here for Granite State Punk fan. This is the end. This is what it's all been leading up to. I've been sitting on this book for a while because of the Scout deal. I kind of sat on it for a bit and hasn't been produced and put out. So now it's time to back it. We have just launched on Tuesday. We're doing pretty good, but would love you to jump on board. If you haven't, now's the time. Share that out. And then I will allow anybody who needs to leave, because we're going to shoot the shit. So if you guys need to go to bed, I'm going to be up for another half hour.
Oh, shoot.
Good to know. Go.
I probably need to head
taking off
off
here?
at work in the morning.
All right.
Yeah.
Bye, Aaron.
Bye. Love you guys.
Nice meeting you.
Aaron, nice
too.
to
Take it
be
easy.
on with you, bro. Yep.
We need to go drinking at some point.
I love a good bourbon, bro. Let's go.
Just meet Charlie at a con.
Whiskey, bourbon. I'll go whiskey, bourbon. I'll go Guinness. I'll go sake. What do you want?
Well, you drink yours. I'll drink mine.
I'll drink yours too. I don't care.
Yeah, I'm usually a gin person. At the moment, I'm old.
Okay, you're old and girly because gin was originally. It was originally introduced in the States for girls, just for the record.
I don't care. I like it. Put me in a dress. Put me in a dress. I don't care.
Love you, brother. I'll
Love you too. Take it easy.
I don't know what that noise is, but
I don't know, but Travis and Suzanne, my wife, just came down and she said hi to both of you guys because she heard your voices.
Oh, hi. I know that you know, but me and your wife are working on something. We'll hopefully get something working soon.
I do know. Yeah, absolutely.
I'm excited. Super secret projects. Always got some super secret projects. According to Pat, since I only know about 20 projects, he's got about 30 secret projects.
Yeah, definitely got a few in the chamber for sure.
Nice. So I got a question. Do you ever worry about being, because we're allowed 6 in good standings per account? that you'll fall behind with the 52 week?
No, we're fast.
Okay.
I mean, especially now, part of our ability to expand is that we started doing more single issues.
Right.
My first, I believe, 6 years on Kickstarter, we were just doing all graphic novels, and I love to do those and still do them, but back then I needed the capital up front to fund most of the graphic novel, so there was a much longer wait between the end of the campaign and the delivery. Now that we're launching so frequently and delivering so quick with the single issues, now we can allocate some of those funds to the graphic novels, produce them in advance, and then launch and fulfill pretty quickly. So we've gotten, lightning quick on these campaigns. Where right now, the one that we ended on Wednesday this past week is now already 68% of shipped. So we're doing these very, very quickly.
Nice. Yeah, but so yes, I'm sweet. I'm covered. Yep, I put your cover in the Kickstarter because you got to get paid, bro. Got to get paid. His cover was one of the scout covers, so we gotta get. So we're making sure that everything works out.
Pat brings up a good point because I get this question a lot from people who are new to Kickstarter. So this is you, listen up. But they ask, like, should I launch my book with nothing done or very little done? And my recommendation has typically been get the fucking book done.
Yeah.
Because there's a very small tolerance for Kickstarter backers for books who aren't completed because it takes too long, unless it's an OGN or an anthology, to get the return on their investment. And so I think if you're jumping in with a floppy or anything but an anthology or an OGN, you really should have a good bit of art done or all of it done before you jump in. And so that's a really good point to think about for those who are new to Kickstarter or think about getting in as a creator.
Wanted to show you got the 69. That's important.
Would you look?
That's all that matters.
Yeah. No. Yeah. I. It's one of those things where sometimes creators are coming to the platform and they can have like 5 pages done and need the rest of the money to fund the book. Cool. But I think that once you get rolling and you're doing multiple campaigns, really you use some of the extra money, if there is any, to fund the next one so you can get quicker every time, because the quicker you get, the more people will trust you. And if trust is built, backers will be more forgiving when, say, 1 or 2 projects fall behind. But generally, if your first or second project is dramatically behind, your campaign is going to be filled with comments of people wondering if it's ever going to even happen. And then when you launch your third one, people will look to those comments and see just a list of negativity, So the most that you can do to protect yourself from that, with the biggest protection being delivering quickly, you got to do it,
No, that's a great point. And so one of my favorite comments of all time in the 12 to 15 years that I've been doing Kickstarter stuff has been Kat Calamia said one time, she reposted one of my posts and she said, if you want a campaign that is moving fast, acting fast, and delivering fast, back this. And she was talking about American Yakuza, which I have volume 3 up now.
Yeah.
And her point is that we are like, we finish the campaign, we get paid, we start fulfilling immediately. And that's like Pat and Kat herself and Phil and those guys and several folks who have been on this call. We're out there, we're delivering as fast as we can because we know that there's one item that all of us have that is in short supply. It's integrity. Deliver what you promise. That's all people care about. Mm-hmm. And when you start proving you do that, to Pat's point, you can have a little fudge space when shit goes sideways. When you have a creator, whether it's an artist or a letterer or even an editor who takes too long to get something done, you have a little flexibility, but you got to fucking deliver. That's the most important thing. So if you're gonna start a campaign, if you're gonna produce a product, fucking deliver on the timeline you propose, or fix your timelines and fix your planning and still deliver on time based on what you propose.
Yeah.
It's also really important to communicate the entire process. If you go quiet to your backers, they get to fill in the blanks, and you don't want that either.
Right.
You want to let people know what's going on. If you're one of the people who goes through something unfortunate, you don't have to give every single detail, but you do have to say something. You have to be brave enough to look the people who backed you in the eye and say, guys, there's a problem. I'm going to take care of it. I'm going to do the best I can. Here's my plan, and I'm going to do everything I can. Right. And you're totally right. Having all the artwork and everything done is really important. I prefer to do the same thing. I'm a one-man show when it comes to all the visuals. So it's really important for me to have every single thing done, because otherwise I have to punish myself when I'm late.
Yeah. One of the things that I've learned recently, because I started printing overseas for my trades, just money-wise, just printing costs have got so much for trades. Floppies, I can eat it, but I just can't on trades. I have to go overseas. Is when you send out that digital and have to wait 3 months for the physical, like they don't understand. Like even if you explain it, they're always I'm always getting messages, even if I haven't missed deadlines. Like I have hospice up, I've got like 3 times backers request an update. It's not even due yet. You're the book due in April. Like I promise you, you got your digital. It's out to print. I'll get it. It would have been here, but there was Chinese New Year. I didn't know they took 3 weeks of Chinese New Year.
It's just enthusiasm, man.
Yeah.
But it's trying to figure that out. But I think one of the blessings of Kickstarter is the community of Kickstarter, for the most part, holds Kickstarter creators accountable.
Oh yeah.
So we will call out a fellow creator if they're super late on a book, if we know about it or hear about it. Where if you look at the Indiegogo community or some of these other communities, they don't do that. They don't hold them accountable, and it shows.
Yeah.
Do people get away with that long term? Like run a campaign, not fulfill it, and then keep going and keep getting fulfilled?
Yeah, they create multiple accounts is the problem.
Yeah.
And so like Pat and I both have multiple accounts, but they're from different divisions and different brands, and we've established credibility. But some of these folks just come in.
There's a couple people really famous for hustling that situation.
Yep.
And I don't think any of us want to drop the names because it'll turn into a thing.
Yeah. No.
I'll drop names if you want. I don't give a shit.
No, that's not necessary. It's cool.
Yeah, it's just your first day knowing me. I'm not afraid to drop names ever.
You don't have to kill the mockingbirds. Let them live. They're fine.
It was only mentioned once.
God, you say mockingbird once and it's branded
for
for the rest of the show.
Hold on. So a mockingbird, the reason it's a sin to kill a mockingbird is because all they do is bring song.
Yeah.
These guys aren't bringing a fucking song.
Oh, okay.
No, some of them are famous for screwing over.
I realize
people.
No, I realize it wasn't a perfect analogy. Believe me, it's just doing a little throwback to the posters. All.
But I do think that that's what's good about the Kickstarter community, is holding that accountability and dealing with it. And you'll only go so far, and it sucks. And now and then some will slip through the cracks, but most time we know who they are.
Yeah.
Yeah, word travels. It's not like there's 9,000 of us making comic books. There's only a handful of people with the skills and the knowledge to actually make it work. So if you're one of those guys that's causing problems, you're going to really eventually run into a short list of people who really don't want nothing to do with you.
Yeah.
Yeah. And just one thing about the multiple accounts, I do think that it's important for creators who are using multiple accounts in a positive way, a way that's on the up and up, to make it clear that it all does tie back to one company or person. So for me, what I do is we have a progress tracker where on every campaign that we do across all of our imprints, you can click to see a sheet that shows every single project, where it's at in the process. We check off when it's launch, funded, digitally delivered, when stock is received, when shipping is done. And that's on every single campaign across accounts. So if anyone's worried about, oh yeah, why does this guy have this account, they can just see the track record by clicking that graphic.
I noticed that today on your stuff, Pat. I thought it was really transparent and really cool for other creators to like not only understand a little bit more about how you're getting so much done, but also for like the backers just to see what they're a part of. I really dug that when I noticed it earlier today.
Well, thank you. Yeah, thank you. I do hope that I think that a tracker too could be useful for even people who just have one account, because they're, as Travis mentioned, Kickstarter allows, once you're an established creator, to have 6 projects that are in some level of fulfillment. And I think that the tracker could be a great tool just to, even on one account, show, 1, the track record, and 2, just keep backers apprised with a single click of where every single book that's in some level of production is.
And Pat, is that a feature on Kickstarter, or is that something you did yourself?
That's something that I did myself. I will say that Kickstarter recommended it by showing me a graphic of how a previous creator had done it. So we integrated that based on that recommendation, and it's been great. It's one, it helps us keep track of every single step. We have our own method as well, but this is one that we share, because all the other stuff is just on our end. It's our Google Sheets, things that my editors see, that I see, but this is one that we all see. The backers see, Kickstarter sees, we see, that just, kind of lifts the fog from the company's progress.
Yeah.
Sounds cool.
I'll confirm that. Like, I'm nowhere near Pat's level or even Kat and Phil's level, but the fact that I'm doing a book or a campaign almost monthly and I have 2 accounts, those accounts are driven by branding more than anything else, because they're different audiences. But being able to show that, even to the trust and safety group at Kickstarter, being able to show that we fulfill on a regular basis, we have a history and a track record, those kinds of things, tracking those, whether it's in a spreadsheet or some other methodology, are very, very, very valuable. Because the one thing about Kickstarter, and I know everybody has a problem with every group, whether it's Indiegogo or Kickstarter or whatever, the one thing about Kickstarter they're very good about is being conscientious about not screwing their backers, because they don't want to lose backers any more than you and I do. So for guys like Pat and myself, they hold us to a higher level than they hold themselves because of that fact, right? So it's really important to be able to showcase those kinds of things. I think in every Kickstarter campaign that I do, there's a risk section, right, Pat? Yeah, and I post in there, we have filled on whatever, like 10 of 11 or 12 of 13 or 13 of 13 or 14 of 14, whatever the hell the number is, campaigns to date on Kickstarter. That's trackable. That's verifiable. Those are kinds of data that people can actually go back, and if they really are concerned about it, they can go and look.
Yeah.
And I said it earlier, there's nothing more valuable on your campaign, not the art, not the writing, not anything, more than your integrity. If you can establish integrity, your backers will follow you anywhere you go. Doesn't matter.
Mm-hmm.
That's something you cannot trade money for.
Yeah.
So keep that in mind.
Yeah.
That's a really good point.
Thank you, guys.
On that note, guys, I have got to go. I hope you guys have a wonderful evening. It looks like I got a couple of backers, and I really appreciate everybody's help and the great words that you guys shared with me tonight.
Nice meeting you, James.
Nice meeting you guys as well. Good night.
Yes. Night.
And then there were 4.
Yes, and the word integrity really scared James. I'm concerned about that. No, I think so let's me pose another question since we're hanging out. do you think that we're going to see a big influx of people who are breaking contracts of books that are already in the pipeline that would be coming out like March or Diamond, that will put them on the platform? Because why wouldn't you? If you can break your contract and you can put them there and they're finished, and try your luck over here.
Yeah,
I think yes and no, right? Because some people are so invested in the distribution model that they're stuck. We saw the announcement from I don't know if you saw it, but IDW is today.
Sure.
Yeah, right. IDW is screwed. Like Penguin's coming after IDW now for the monies owed to Diamond for books that aren't sold. What do you do? So it maybe, right, is my answer. I think what we'll see more than anything else is people recognizing the failure of a 30-plus-year-old distribution model that should have died 20 years ago, coming to our platform as an alternative. That's what I see.
Yeah. What do you think, Pat?
I think, in general, yes. I think that primarily we're going to see publishers do more on the platform first. I think that creators who haven't already taken the leap clearly maybe still have a very old school mentality where that they see. I've, as recently as 3 or 4 years ago, have been on panels where I've been with a publisher, and the publisher asks, if you get books published through companies like Black Mask, like Scout, Zenoscope, why do you still want to use Kickstarter? And my answer is that because I have a brain. It's better. My most successful book through the direct market, what it has made me financially, and as far as creative freedom, it pales in comparison to my best performer in the direct market, but by a huge margin. So I think that it's so clear that any creator who needs this to get it is already so far behind everyone else that it might take them a little longer to get it and to go into this platform. And even as they go into it, they're going into it with a sort of old school mentality, that this is the second option, when to me dealing directly with the readers should be option number one. Like, why the need to validate ourselves with all these middlemen who are nickel and diming us, who are putting the potential customers through these ridiculous loops to even get the books? It's insane. So for them to be so addicted to that old model, to be so just old school in their mentality, I think it's going to be difficult for them to make this transition to direct to consumer like Kickstarter in a way that makes sense. So I think we'll see it, but not immediately. Publishers, though, publishers are going to flood it for sure.
Yep.
I think they should. I've always dreamed, like, if I was a different type of publisher, of doing, my monthly books just through a distribution model through Kickstarter. Here's 4 books. Pick the 4 books. You can get all 4, and if you're a retailer, get this, and just do it monthly through Kickstarter. Arcana kind of does that on Indiegogo. And I think it works if you're a small publisher and if you're only getting because Diamond towards the end, we're getting small publisher, we're only selling 100 issues. It was ridiculously low. You could sell that on Kickstarter. You could do the same numbers on Kickstarter, and the price per book is more, and your discounts more.
Yeah.
If you factor in discounts, and you can build a direct to store fan base.
Oh yeah.
No, 100% on point. Like, hey, think about it from a distribution. Just forget distribution in the model for a second, and think about a business aspect. Would you pay somebody almost to the negative on your profit to get your books out to 10,000 people, or would you rather reach a few hundred, maybe 1,000 if you're lucky, and make a profit. I think the answer is clear, right? When you start thinking about it. And oh, by the way, it's a direct connection. So when there's a problem or when there's a question, they're reaching out to you, not to distribution, and so they're making a more personal connection. I think the answer is clear that the middleman method has been, since the advent of things like social media and so forth, and really direct to consumer marketing, even things like what's the word, print on demand, like that started the process, but it didn't finish it. Those kinds of things have given us the value that really speaks to both the creators who need to make money to make more books and the readers, the buyers, the fans who want more from us. They want more Pat, they want more Travis, they want more Fred, they want more Charlie. I don't know why they want more of me, but whatever. So right, they invest in you as an individual. They're not investing in a big brand. And when you have distribution kind of as an obfuscation to the brand, it's harder. Now, at the same time, I get it. Like I have friends in indie comics, and I go, bro, why are you in indie Diamond? And they go, oh, because they can reach 2,000 stores. I go, yeah, I can email 2,000 stores right now and ask them if they want to buy my book. It's the same damn thing, right? And so the difference here now is people have seen the fragility of the legacy distribution model and realized that it's not what it cracked up to be. It actually costs the stores more money to buy through distribution than buying through me, right? Pat can go and call Midtown Comics or whatever in New York and say, hey, you want to buy my books? And they go, how much you want for them? And Pat goes, oh, I want $350 for them per issue. And they go, great, that's better than we're getting to distribution. And Pat goes, great, because I'm making $1 now versus 15 cents.
Yeah.
Right? And then the reader goes, oh, my price either doesn't change or drops because the middleman is now gone. I'm not saying I ever wanted Diamond to die. That's not what I'm saying. My point is they're dying. Why rely on a dinosaur who has failed to do two things? One, they have failed to innovate and stay ahead of disruption. Disruption, Kickstarter, Soup, Indiegogo, Fund My Comic, Crowdfunder, whatever the fuck you want to pick. Those are all disruptive measures. They have failed to recognize those things. Two, they have failed to recognize that stores need an easier, better, faster, more profitable way to get the books on the shelves. So they relied on these legacy models, and this is poor leadership. And I'm going to call it out for what it is because I've been in the industry way too damn long to say anything otherwise. They did not find a way to get books on the shelves faster at a more affordable cost, better and more timely than direct to consumer. So guys like Pat, myself, and several others are selling direct to I have 3 bookstores who buy from me right now. That will be 5 by the end of this month. Oh, that's tomorrow for the record, right? By the end of February, I expect it to be 12. They buy direct from me. Why? Because they make more profit. They can inspect what they expect, meaning I make a promise, they can hold me accountable to keeping it. Not Diamond, not Lunar, not any fucking buddy else. This is the difference, and this is what Diamond failed to realize for the last 30 years. They did not innovate. They were disrupted. COVID happened, all kinds of shit. And they continued to fail. It's a failure of leadership. Indie comics will survive only by Kickstarter and B2B. Which is
let me, Fred, you got anything to add to this? You haven't talked in a while.
No, honestly, I don't have the experience that you guys do to like kind of comment on it, but I was curious about something that you said, Charlie, and it just I guess what was appealing to me about what you said about being able, when you're at your level or Pat's, to be able to like call a comic shop directly, right, and have that kind of like name to whatever. I guess my question is like, do you like? I believe you like that it like is like beneficial and stuff, and it helps. But like, at what point, like, I guess my question is like, how do you not get like lost in the shuffle? Like, you guys are more like established and stuff. How do you like go about like, you know, not just being another like, you know, person's hand, the name they shake, and then they just forget it? I mean, is it just have a base and sell? Is that how it works? Or
let's be honest. Like, so in about 9.
Let me rephrase that. I guess what I'm saying is, as somebody that's like new to this and stuff, that like felt like I needed somebody like a publisher, somebody to like rubber stamp me for some kind of like legitimacy that I felt like I didn't like have. How do you kind of, other than, you know, like you and Pat did, you know, and Travis, of course, like long-term success and have a base, like, is there a way to be recognized and be like significant and not just somebody that they pass along?
Yeah, no, 100%. So start local first. I mean, that's the most important thing, is you establish local relationships. I know you've got a local comic shop who probably sells your books, right? Get their feedback and feed that into your like mental database and how you approach things. But it never hurts to cold call via email a store, right? So I have a store in Massachusetts. I've never been in the store. They buy my books. That's great. There's a store in Chattanooga. I've never been in hell, I've never been in Tennessee except for once. I've been in Nashville one time in my entire life. I got a pair of boots and a fucking work conference. Like, that's what I got out of it. So it really, this is where you, a creator, are selling. I tell the people all the time in indie comics, people buy from people just as much, if not more, than they buy a brand.
Okay.
Your brand is you. And so if you remember that and take that forward, that helps a lot. Now, yes, they buy brands. They buy my Spider Squirrel, or they don't. They buy my Yakuza, or they don't. That's going to happen. But that distinction becomes very narrow and very almost passable in terms of being able to translate from one to the other when they realize that you're the same person they're buying from. So remember that. Trust, integrity, delivery, those things matter. So start small with your local stores. It's the easiest thing because it doesn't cost you a dime. You can walk in and go, hey, Joe, will you buy my books? Hey, you know what? For that matter, I'll give you 5 books on consignment. If you sell them, pay me whatever your rate is per book. If you don't sell them, I'll take them back. No harm done, no harm, no foul, whatever. You can start that way. But the other thing you can do is you can just start reaching out to stores. They're looking for new things. They're looking for new books to put on the shelves because the same old shit's hitting their shelves that has always hit their shelves, and they want something new. The store I have locally, dude, it's like 125-foot wall of new books. I shit you not. 80+% of that is indies. Now that's Mad Cave. It's IDW, it's Dark Horse, it's, you know, the usual suspects. It's also me, it's also Pat, it's also Travis, it's also guys and gals who I know personally who have gotten their book out there with their brand enough that a local store has gotten a hold of it and picked it up. Follow that, make that fit for you, and find a way to give them, the stores, the easiest, fastest, most reliable, and most consistent way to get something from you, Fred, than they can from anybody else. I literally just recoded my website this weekend to accommodate retailers. I created wholesale pricing, wholesale discounting on shipping, shit like that, so stores can come to me and buy bulk, right, to fill their store, to put the stuff on the shelves they can't put on their shelves from Diamond or from Lunar or from anybody else for that matter, because they need something to differentiate, just like you and I do.
Right.
They're in the same boat. So if you remember that you are in the same boat that every retailer is, you got to find a way to be heard, play to that, satisfy that. You'll find your spot on the shelf. And that's really all it takes. I mean, I make it sound easier said than done, and it is. It requires work, right?
Yeah. No, I mean, the thing I've learned throughout the most of this is like, it's just kind of learn by doing and kind of like figure it out. Like I said before, like the creator hangout and stuff, like it's a lot of like trial, and people have kind of helped me hone and learn stuff. So I get that. Yeah. It's a lot of just kind of, I guess, doing it, right?
Yep.
Putting it into practice.
Well, I mean, the key to any of it, because I think being in stores is important. I know a lot of Kickstarter creators do not. I think it's important if your goal is to work on licensed products at some point, right? If your goal is to work for hire for somebody else, I think it's important to have a presence in that. However, you have to understand it may cost you more than you'll gain, right? You may have to be there a long time, and you're probably not going to make any profit. I will say I've been paid from all the publishers that I've worked with in the direct market, but it's nothing to brag about. It's not that I need it. You haven't noticed me going to like, hey, I need 20 more of those because that's going to pay the rent, right? But it's been stuff. But the biggest key of any of it is very similar to what Charlie says. I view it a little different, but is you really need a community. And I think that one of the things that an indie creator, where I can tell the difference between the one who's going to make it and one's not, are the ones who don't try to build their own community on any level. And that community can be at a comic store by doing signings, because you can become a local celebrity in your area at your local comic store. If you go there enough times, you build your stuff, you're going to have a fan base there. And all it takes is a few fan base. Same thing as I'm in about 12 stores, Charlie's at 5, but all of those stores know me and know that I'm going to help them sell the book. It's not just about me sending them a book. It's I'll go onto a stream like this. Hey, Jen King in Texas, for instance, when she buys a book of my book, she invites me on. I help her sell the books that I sold her because that's my job. I help pitch them. And then I'm building this Face of the Creator. Pat does a really good job of building his community in the Space Beyond Discord. He's got a great community and building that. I do my own with comics, but really I should be doing a lot of it on Orange Cone.
I'll have to join your Discord. And Travis, I've seen you in person at like Blackbird and stuff, the way you handle people with you're good.
Yeah, well,
I was impressed.
But I've noticed that everyone I've ever loved in comics built a community.
Yeah.
I know it's a bad word to talk about Neil Gaiman. He built his little community where he had like his live journal from day one. Brian Michael Bendis had the Jinx boards forever. Brian K. Vaughan had his own boards. All of these people, all they did differently from anybody else is built a community. If you look at like Matthew Rosenberg, who was popular a few years ago, kind of slimmed down for a lot of that, but how he got 4 kids walking to a bar popular is he went to store tours. Into a bank, not a bar.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the story.
And Travis,
it's also a very cool story.
Yeah, Travis is going right back to what I said earlier, right? Like people buy from creators just as much, if not more so, than they buy properties. How many people follow Zeb Wells from book to book to book, or follow James Tynion from book to book to book? Sure. They don't care that he wrote Batman. They care it's James Tynion writing Batman.
Yeah.
And they follow him to the next freaking book. And so, and Gail Simone, and we can go right down the list of creators, right? So, why do we follow Pat from Destiny New York to I Smoke Weed and Stall Future to Private Dance, right? It's because Pat creates, and there's almost an ethos to what he does that says, I want to read the next thing he creates, right? And so this is true of all creators. So if you find that and give it and deliver it and sell it to your readers and your backers and potential backers, you build your audience. My current campaign has 56 new backers that I've never. They haven't backed Spider Squirrel. They haven't backed God's Quest. They haven't backed American Yakuza. They haven't backed Night Care. They haven't backed any other book I've ever done. 56 new people. Why is that? It's because they saw something in either the property or the person, but usually if they see something in both, they stay connected and then they move forward with you wherever you go. And that's true of most properties, right? Now, some properties speak to some people better than others, and they won't necessarily back everything you do, but they'll back a shitload of what you do if you're that guy, right?
Yeah.
I think that's true.
Yeah.
It's a dick fest right here on this show, so I figured I'll say guy.
I mean, the only thing I would add too is when trying to appeal to retailers, you're trying to also appeal to customers because that's who they want to sell to. So just iconic covers that people will remember. Like speaking of Charlie's books, you know, when he says the title, American Yakuza, I picture the cover right away. You know, like I pictured the colors of the cover too. Like it's vibrant, it's memorable, and yeah, that kind of thing is very important. Just establishing characters that people will look at and tie to the title, visuals, just covers that people can't forget. You know, it's very important.
Yeah, I think someone once said in an interview, and I don't remember who it was, but it really stuck to me. And they're like, if you're starting a new series, think about what cover 24 would be. And if you can't think of something unique for issue 24, don't do the book. And it was super interesting and like really harsh. But the point is, like, if you think this is going to be an ongoing series, going to last forever, if you can't think of 24 unique covers of this character without even mapping out 24 issues of the thing, you're not, the character doesn't have the legs that it needs to last.
That's a great test. Yeah, I like that.
I'll keep it even simpler. Like I have it in my Apple Notes. Something Pat said one time when he and I were on a shared space together. Not that we've not been on like a billion at this point. But Pat said, you know, his philosophy around, and correct me if I'm wrong, Pat, is on covers, it's really three options. The first option is something iconic that captures the attention of the audience, that makes the characters vibe and sing, or makes the story vibe and sing from the cover. Like that's one, right? That's iconic. The second one is literally taking a scene from the book or the story, the plot, whatever, and making it so that it is visually iconic, but is representative of what's actually happening in the book. The third one is something that's just fun, right? And so that's shit that you just do because it fits the characters, it fits the motif of the story, it fits the genre of the book, or it's just fun and cool to do. But that one is your absolute, like, that's the bottom line. Like that's the lowest one. That's the last book cover you commission. You commission the first two first because they speak to either A, your branding, or B, your story. And both of those things matter more than anything else. Pat?
Yeah. I mean, it sounds smart, so I must have said it, you know? No, but I do remember saying that. And it's true, you know. I look to that with my books. We don't always hit the mark, and sometimes, you know, like sometimes a book calls for something different, but that as a baseline strategy is for sure what I do. Yeah, yeah, and you know, these days having 10 covers also helps. So it opens up the space to do more of those kind of fun covers, you know. But yeah, I think it's. Covers are an overlooked, and it's funny to say that because covers sell so much. They're an overlooked part of the art form. I see these conversations constantly about on Twitter. Like, for example, people will ask, "Do you get mad when the cover isn't by the interior artist?" And so many people who create comics are saying, "Yeah, it should always be the interior artist," but the collectors and readers don't generally think so. You know, I mean, there's major trending cover artists who only do covers, who people will hound their work and try new series based on following these artists. So I think it's important to see cover art is a related art as far as just comic book art, but it is a very distinct thing from being an interior artist.
Yeah. 100%. And you're absolutely right. Like, I can't tell you the number of books I picked up off the shelf in my local comic store that I actually never read the fucking book. I bought the cover.
Yeah.
Yeah. As you say that, I think of, issues where I've done the exact same thing that are just in my box right now. Just never read the inside.
Don't let somebody come in and try to gatekeep you and tell you, oh, you have too many covers. Like, what does that even mean? Like, what if you can afford it, if it's in your budget for your book, what the fuck does that even mean? It means nothing. It means they don't know what you spent on your book. It means they have no idea of your market or audience. It probably means they have no idea about comics. Covers sell. Like, that's why we have covers in the first fucking place.
You know, it's true. You know, people, I've seen this discourse on creators use covers as a crutch when the story isn't good, but that just comes from a place of not understanding that comics isn't just about story. It's about producing everything: artwork, story, and collectible. Comics they tell stories, but there is an aspect of it that is collectible. People have
That's a really good like trinity to like think of them as, like
100%.
Yeah.
People have always collected comics, and I see creators get upset at the idea of a collector who's buying their comic in a way that's like the trading card. But is that cover not a representation of your character? Is that not also a part of your story? Is that not a part of your work and what you do? It's a major part. So I think that the idea that variant covers are a crutch, I think, is a misunderstanding of the consumer base, of the reader, of the collector. There's people who will get a copy to read, and then they'll just buy the rest of the covers because they love the art and want to collect those pieces of art. And I think that that's a beautiful part of the industry as opposed to being a crutch. Because as far as my stories, I am, as humbly as I can say, I am not one of those people who has this doubt that the stories are good. I don't have imposter syndrome. I don't. I have worked hard to make this my career, passion, and life. My stories are all good. However, I don't see getting a bunch of covers as a crutch. I see it as a celebration of what we've done with the story, you know?
Yeah.
So it gives people a chance to enjoy the story in different representations.
No, 100% agree, and that's a key differentiator between. I see it all the time, like the conversation, the dialogue about manga versus Western comics. But what people fail to realize is that manga outsells by issue, Western comics 2-1 or whatever the hell the number is, specifically because of the opposite of what Pat just said. Like in American Western culture, we have a collector culture and we have a reader culture. But in Japanese culture, I can tell you, as someone who studied Japanese culture, it's mostly a reader culture. And so that changes the dialogue quite a bit when you think about it. If Pat and I and the rest of Western creators are catering to two audiences, collector and reader, those are sometimes the same person, sometimes not. So you have to be conscientious of that. Now, until the culture shifts a little bit more, and it's starting to, for sure, then what manga does isn't necessarily what we should do, but it is something we should pay attention to. Do you know what I mean? Right? Look, I'm a manga reader. I know Travis isn't. Like, one of my favorite books is Kaiju number 8. Now, I've read Kaiju number 8 since the first tankobon hit the U.S. shores. The week it hit, I bought it. I saw the cover. I was like, fuck, this looks really cool. I read it. I fell in love with it. I have issue 15. I have the novel sitting right next to me, the light novel, the first light novel for that series. The point I'm getting at is it's got an anime. It's got the books. It's got all of the pop culture shit you would expect. But they never factored in the reader collector aspect of things. But yet here I am, a Western dude. What did I do? I bought the Japanese language first printing version of the first tankobon. So, right? That's a collector set. I went to Crunchyroll. They have an exclusive edition of the first English language version. I bought that shit. What's my point? My point is that you have to factor in all of your audience, not just part of the audience. And I think Pat says some of that too, is recognize that while the audience shift does happen, it's migratory. It's not overnight.
Yeah.
So,
and I think I read in a book too, they said something along those lines too, which is like that your audience isn't you and that you have to cater to people whose buying practices are probably different than yours.
So I half agree with that. So first off, if you don't write a book you don't enjoy, then don't fucking write the book.
Oh no, yeah, I am with you on that. Yeah.
Second thing though is when you market the book, that's when you go into what you just talked about. Is when you market the book, you market to people who are like you, and you market to people who are not like you.
Right.
Now that's a big ass gap, and you don't know necessarily what that means. So you've got to play around a little bit and figure that out.
Gentlemen, I gotta go feed these cats.
I hear them, bro.
But yeah, thanks for having me on, you guys.
You're always welcome in anything I do, Pat. I've always told you that.
Appreciate you.
Yeah. And I just want to say thank you guys. I learned a lot today, and it was great. And please, take me up on that offer. Take a look at our book, and I'd love to share it with you guys.
All right, you guys.
Please.
Take care, guys. Thank you all.
All right. I think I'm going to wrap this up. I'm going to play the outro video. It's about that time. Charlie already said his wife came down, and he wanted to go see her, and he didn't leave.
Oh, she's right beside me, actually. So you're good.
Waiting for you to leave.
She did say hi to you and Heather, just for the record. So.
Oh, Heather's not in this room, but when I see her, if she's still awake, she was awake a minute ago. I will let her know.
Please do. Thanks.
Tell her I said hi too.
But I will. Well, we're going to see you on next week, right?
Yes, sir. I'll be there.
Walk around. All right. You're not boothing, right? You just walk.
Not boothing, just walking around. But I'll be there probably Friday and Saturday. Definitely Saturday.
We need to get you up to Orlando for MegaCon, Charlie. It would be a good one.
No, look, Orlando's only like 12, 13-hour drive for me, so I'm good.
Where are you from, Charlie?
I'm in Virginia.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I would actually, not that I drink anymore, but I would love to hang out and watch you drink. I think that would be fun.
I look, I don't have to drink to have fun. I actually am. I'm an idiot naturally, so it's just.
I will back Charlie up on that. I have gone out with him and we've just eaten and talked. And this time we've drunk, and both are enjoyable and neither are necessary. Like neither one are. He's not one of those guys where it's what is the vibe of the table. That's what we're gonna do.
Right.
No, I'm stupid 100% of the time. So what did somebody say? Caden said, "Baga," like the Japanese, like idiot. That's me, 100%.
Well, it was great hanging with you, Travis. Always great, man. Thank you for having me, and I learned a lot today. Thank you, guys.
No problem. All right, let's get the outro out, and then I will close us off. Where is he? Where's my outro? It's been a while since I've played this. Here we go.